We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
I know I'm not the one. Don't fake it well, you don't belong to me.
Hello and welcome to the Diary Adventuring Company. It's Tuesday night, so that means we'll be playing our Espergenesis campaign, which is 5th edition sci-fi. I'm your GM for the evening, Jason, from over at the Nerd Eternal Network. Joining me as usual tonight will be Sarah playing Kat, Eric playing Adrian, Decca playing Armanto, and soon Patrick playing Hull. Now, I'm sure everybody remembers what happened last week. Just as a quick refresher,
Shenanigans.
you were debriefed by the SDF on the events on the pirate base and the escaped Kanashi device. Oh, they thanked you for your help, left you some contact information, and you shot off to the nearest crucible where you rented some time with a forge, and Adrian made him a new friend. Or refurbished him a new friend. A new to him friend. So he now has a mechanical dog wandering around with him.
What's that fresh dog smell?
What was the dog's name? I know you named him, but I couldn't remember what it was.
The dog is named Gauss,
That's right.
because that's how you actually pronounce that word.
Gauss.
Now I'm going to do a meme of the two different pronunciations with the blonde chick yelling at the cat. Alright. Because I'm an old Battletech player, and that's not how we pronounced it. But at the Crucible, you hit a job board, you found yourself some work, after attempting to contact Achille and finding out he was basically taking a vacation. I think you ended up talking to Basil. His butler? I don't think
That we
main
hope
service
is a
quite like that.
vacation.
Basil seems like it was.
So how many people do we know that have disappeared going on vacations?
Permanently.
None?
Every
one.
Primoran we've ever run into?
Some of those were on business trips, but you make a fair point.
As we all air quote at you.
Well, I was gonna say Aramonto doesn't know anything about this, but whatever.
True, but
So the job was to pick up some antiques, and the antique dealer cart him off to a space station that was actually over Earth. Y'all's first time venturing to the Sol system in the campaign.
Oh.
Hmm?
Oh no, I was like the first time entering the Soul System. Wait, I am from the Soul System.
In the campaign.
Yes.
I do think I had forgotten that you were actually from Earth, or the system at least.
I don't think I ever told you.
That could also be the problem.
Hola.
Hey, Patrick. You're just in time. We were just finishing up the review.
All right.
We had just gotten to the part where y'all had taken a job that, nothing could possibly go wrong on.
And as branded, it went wrong.
Yes. As you accidentally got involved in some human trafficking.
Little spices.
As one does.
So the cargo that you had checked, you had checked it. It was, like the antiques that were artifacts or whatever that he claimed it was. Yet shortly after entering the Sol system, one of the packages exploded. When you got down there, you found it was a woman who was in the process of going through Espergenesis.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. there was, some confusion and some, energy blasts, some locking of people into rooms. But you got her calmed down, and you locked up the Balar that had hired you. Checking the other packages, you found out the 3 of them also contained people in not suspended animation, but in medical comas. And I forget, were y'all going to wake them up, or did y'all just hatch out the guy whose life support was damaged?
Go on.
We just got the one that was in danger of dying out, and the other 2 are still in their Ziploc bag.
All right, and you had talked.
Ziploc bag.
And the last thing I remember is y'all were talking to the Belair. What was he calling himself? Vandale.
Should have been my first hint.
And he was trying to buy his way out of this. His claim that you did not believe, was that clearly the packages had been messed with after they'd come into your possession. He didn't know nothing about this and proceeded to try to bribe his way, offering to pay you, offering to pay to have people sent to their homes.
Bring to, the actual cop,
Oh, you got real quiet there, Patrick.
essentially offering to anything to be cop.
Right. And y'all talked to him for a little bit, and I think you left with him locked up without really...
Yes, we were going to let him stew in it.
Okay.
We could be doing anything.
So what does the crew want to be doing out of this anything that you could be doing?
I've wrote crew meeting to figure out what the heck we do with this guy.
Okay.
You're the captain, so you have a lot of weight.
She's still trying to figure that shit out.
Captain Cat.
Captain Cat.
Like, everyone just get up in the cockpit, please.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Please, someone on the way up, make sure. I think her name was Amanda.
Yes.
Someone make sure Amanda's okay. Got some food to eat or something.
I got it.
Thank you.
I'll go get some food for Amanda. Just kind of generally check in on her condition.
Mm-hmm. All right. So presumably, now were you giving her a room and bringing her food, or just taking her to the galley?
Do we have a spare room?
We don't have Jade and Francis, so technically.
Is it?
That's where we locked down dude.
That's where we stuffed the Balar, though.
Unfortunately, it's a good, nice room.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm guessing she's just in the galley for now.
Okay. I know you had gotten her some clothes.
So yeah, I'll get it I'll get like a tray of rations or something. Unless we have something a little better on.
Y'all probably have something a little better than that.
Okay, fair enough. We'll get something. I'll get something a little better on a tray and just kind of walk it over towards where we left Amanda. And I'll just kind of place it down and I'd say, now, Espergenesis is a big thing, and I'm sorry that the circumstances that happened had just kind of happened just in the ship randomly. However, you're still alive, and that's what matters. Pass the trail off.
She doesn't say much to you. She takes the food. She starts eating a little bit.
Okay. If you need anything, just let the captain know, or the captain let the pilot know, and he will do his best to accommodate you.
And you show her where the little comm button is, where she can get in touch with the cockpit at any point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I'll walk back. I'll run back to the cockpit.
All right, where are you calling this meeting, Captain?
Cockpit.
Okay.
So,
I'd also like to
I mean,
point out that Yanni is staying in the room with the guy. The Balar.
Right now, the Ballard just seems to be pacing around.
Good.
Yanni's hovering over his head, basically, just following him.
It's like zzz, zzz.
It's just close enough to be kind of like unnerving.
I mean, get out of my head.
He feels like a presence, and he just can't quite pinpoint it.
I feel like I'm being watched.
Basically.
Okay. Cat's gonna be like, I'm all for handing this guy over and washing our hands of this unpaid.
I mean, who's to say we won't get paid?
Not by him, I'd imagine.
Well, that's true.
I can see about finding see about messaging our contact with the defense force, see if there's anything on this guy.
Might be worth a shot.
Before we go messaging anyone, probably get our ducks in a row as far as having the proof that we took on these crates under the information that they were antiques and artifacts for transport, that we had no idea that they were human transport.
Satiel pulls out a pad that says exactly that.
Gail, what are you doing here?
Pardon?
You
said
went, Satiel.
Oh, sorry. Too many characters.
All the time.
What the hell is this guy doing on the... Okay.
That's where'd he come from?
It's random angel man that knows magic. How'd he get here?
On the other hand, system-wise, he'd transfer over pretty easily.
Yeah, it's true.
Please continue.
He'd be a melder, I believe.
Well, I
Something
just mean
like
you can import stuff so easily it wouldn't really even be an issue.
Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Adrian will pull it out, a pad, and we'll just sort of hand it over. It's like, there you go.
Well, okay.
What's this? You just like had a
That
forgery
is
the whole time?
No, this is the copy of the job description that we undertook that was officially posted on the board on the Crucible.
I'm guessing the video stuff's on here too.
As well as all evidence of that we did absolutely nothing to tamper with these crates while they were under our watch.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
I like to cover my tracks when I can.
I am not using my Esper to the full ability.
All for handing this guy over, letting the law deal with him, finding a different job.
I have pulled some shit in my time. I know I'm not the best of people, but human trafficking, I would gladly shoot this Balar in the kneecaps, break his suit, and watch him bleed out into the cosmic vacuum of space.
I mean, I'm all for that too. But I'm imagining he's not the only person in this human smuggling ring.
That's the only reason why I didn't do it immediately.
All right, what was that, Patrick?
I was about to ask, what of his effects do we have access besides the cases themselves?
He did not bring much in the way of luggage, as he didn't need clothes or any of that. He had a data pad with him that is still on his person.
For long.
That may or may not be getting hacked at some point in the future.
It's up to you.
I want to take it by force. What are you talking about? Hack?
We're trying to be reformed here.
Fine.
I mean, we say that, but Adrian does this shit all the time as a criminal, so...
Cat's trying to make it look as presentable.
Okay. Well,
Adrian doesn't do too much violent crime.
No, he works primarily with electronics.
Aramonto's the crime of passion guy.
Cat's just shooting people.
Usually people that started.
That's true.
Usually, yeah.
All right. Well.
Do we want to try and get more information off this guy?
He's pretty smarmy.
Well, since Hull brought it up, I could have Yanni take a look at his personal effects, and if there's anything there that could potentially be hackable, where I could find some new information, I could work through Yanni to do that. I just need a distraction, basically, so he can find it unimpeded.
I got this.
Yes, Horseshack.
I'm terrified.
No,
What-
don't. Okay, what's the distraction first?
I mean, I could just aggressively talk to him for like 5 minutes while Yanni does his thing.
And I don't care either way as long as it works, but it's not up to me, really.
I will not kill him. I look over at Cat. I will not kill him.
I know you're not going to kill him. If we turn this guy in, I don't want him to have stuff to use against us.
Other than imprisonment at this point, which is what
I
we've
mean,
done.
it's kind of he's put 4 people in boxes without their permission or knowledge. So,
He could take a few bruises.
As far
He
as
doesn't
we're
have a
aware,
body.
but yes.
Amanda said she doesn't remember anything after showing up at a place for a job.
That reminds me. I gave her some food. She wasn't very talkative, but she's eating. So
Yeah. Part of the suspicious part of me wants to question her too,
it's valid.
but
Then do it.
Yeah.
she just went through something fairly traumatic. I mean, a lot of people would just shut down.
There's a way to do it where you're not. There's questioning. There's interrogating. What I'm going to do to that gentleman in their room, that's interrogating. What you can do to Amanda is the other thing.
You've been on this ship long enough to realize I'm not very good with people.
That's true. This is where we learn these things. Grow.
Practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
If she was a noble, I'd be able to deal with this. Okay, fine.
All right. So we got our plan. Got the game plan. Yes, Captain.
I'll go with you to talk to Captain Energy Pants. And
There can only be one captain.
then I'll go talk to a man.
He'll have to be Commodore or something.
Commodore Energy Britches.
Admiral.
Yeah.
You know, I would actually pay someone a little bit of money just to have you call him that to his face. I'm not even gonna lie.
I got this.
All right.
I mean, I'll call anyone anything.
As you've been having this discussion,
What's it? I almost said salty again. God damn it. Adrian will legitimately reach into his pocket, pull out 10 credits, and will hand it to Kat and just say, "Do it."
all right.
I'll give him a couple nicknames.
While this
And
conversation has
assuming-
been going on, Patrick, you've been listening in over the comms. You are in the medical bay,
Yes.
so you can be part of the conversation. But your patient is starting to wake up.
All right. I basically help him up, make sure he's all right.
Where am I?
You're aboard our ship, unfortunately.
What happened? How did I get here?
First off, tell me where this all you remember.
He's like, I remember going to work. I left a little early. Was I in an accident on the way home? No. I think I remember getting home and going in the front door. He kind of gives you an up and down look. Are you a doctor? And then he starts looking around at the medical bay.
I'm the ship's medical staff, or what amounts to it, yes.
Why am I?
I hate to inform you. earlier today. Is it earlier today, or was it actually or was it like a day or so in our journey?
You've had some travel time.
Okay. We were initially contracted to transport cargo, and I hate to inform you, we found out by our surprise that you and some other individuals were our cargo.
Wait.
There are at least a total of 4 more people.
It was 4 total.
Yeah, there were 4 people, all of you together. One other woman is recovering. You were in stasis. I was forced to actually wake you up from a medically induced coma as your life support system was failing.
All right, Patrick, give me a. Let's see. Oof.
Probably rolling terrible at.
General charisma.
Found you in a box in a vending machine. Oh, good grief.
Jesus, Cat, what is your damage?
Well, it's
So much.
well. Let's be honest. That's essentially how Scud the Disposable Assassin starts.
Go ahead and give me, I guess, persuasion.
Woohoo! Something I am not trained in whatsoever.
I'm gonna give you advantage because you've been doing bedside manner really well right here.
You're not like, we found you in a box
Yeah,
on the side of the road. It said free kittens.
That's how they always get you.
Let's do this.
Oh.
Holy crap!
That's 2 natural ones.
We found you in a box
Wow.
on the side of the road.
Apparently, Hull did not have as good a bedside manner as Patrick himself had.
Though, if you were going pure roleplay, you would have had something this, even with advantage. Curse you, dice-based systems.
So, despite your best efforts,
He starts panicking.
he starts panicking. He's wanting to get out of the bed. He's wanting to pull, tubes out.
Cat, no.
Better than him pulling his tubes out.
I'm just picturing Cat running in with her gun on stun.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Go see, go see.
Don't you use projectiles? Yeah, it's rubber bullets. It's Okay, Patrick, you've got a patient starting to panic.
We don't hear any of this through the comms, right?
I'm going to assume he has it on press to talk.
And I actually tell everyone, unfortunately, the unconscious gentleman has just woken up, and I believe he is panicking.
And then you hear pow, pow, pow.
Well, don't tell us. Do something.
Could you remedicate him temporarily? I mean, is he in any condition to be panicking?
I don't think stabilize would work out on this, or I may have to roll medicine to try to sedate him.
You could definitely do that with a medicine roll.
Just here, hold, please.
I do remember from last week it was said that we cannot put him back into a coma, a medically-induced coma with the box.
Not with the equipment they have, but we might have our...
But sedating him where he calms down, making him fall back into a sleep for a little while it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Alrighto.
Here's
Nice
this
enough.
delicious brownie.
Really?
It's just so delicious you're gonna fall back asleep. It's not drugged. What are you guys thinking? Horrible
That's a
people.
better roll. That's not a one.
Yeah, I've had an interesting split in this one bit.
All right, you start fiddling with the it takes you a minute. He's trying to climb out of bed. Fresh out of this medically induced coma. He's a little weak and wobbly, but he does manage to stand up.
This one Killbot holds him down.
Oh, Jesus.
That'll calm you down.
Yeah.
Clamp.
Well,
Yeah,
on the,
maybe
On the
not.
other hand, if Killbot's just in there with me,
Killbot, give him the clamps.
Take care of this Killbot.
clamps.
Clamp means accidentally squeezing his head into a fine paste.
I'm doing that because I'm pretty sure Killbot's got a better strength stat than I do.
Give an attack roll for Killbot.
Oh,
Jeez.
well, was he being sedated or no?
Well, you can try to sedate him now that he's up. You can try to sedate him with an attack roll, or you can have Killbot hold him with an attack roll, which will also let you sedate him. So whichever you prefer.
Permanently sedate him.
No, I'm Word is just taking a long time to bring up the stats. Second.
You good over there? Like calling it to the medical bay.
Y'all don't have any reason to think anything. Well,
no.
back. He called you. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, they broke this weirdly. Hell?
So what is Killbot's?
Medium construct. I'm gonna have to look that up because it's stats. And I copy and pasted the thing you basically put in the chat, but it comes up weird when it comes to like how to read them. Give me una momento, por favor. Go back to these gentlemen while this is going on.
Okay.
Gentlemen.
This up.
Adrian, you have Yanni watching the gentleman in the now spare bedroom.
I do, yes.
And while he's been pacing around for a while now, he is now attempting to hack the door.
He can't.
And he seems to be discovering that and getting quite frustrated.
I mean, unless he uses Black Hat, he can't.
He had a little storage compartment in his suit that he pops out some equipment for hacking. He's clearly got the computer skills to do it. But whatever his Esper skills are, apparently they do not include the ability to bypass the Black Hat. Or the, not Black Hat, the,
I'll say with my current Technoman's powers, if anyone, I'll just say this, just sort of broad thing, is if anyone tries to get into the ship, they have to at least be using a rank 4 or higher Black to get into the ship.
yeah, he's not having any luck, but he's attempting it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so in the middle of this, of us discussing how to turn this guy in and get paid, Adrian literally just pauses mid-sentence and went, "Oh, that motherfucker.
Huh?
He's trying to hack the door."
Let me know how that goes.
Oh, it's not going well. It's
Okay.
amusing to watch him fail. But he's definitely got the talent for it. He's doing pretty
Okay,
good.
I'm essentially gonna have Killbot do is be my orderly in this case, because he's also a strength 0 as well.
How?
We get Killbot like a nurse's outfit.
That'd be a thing.
I guess that makes sense. Killbot's a shooter, not a melee guy, so.
They have a blade attachment. It actually does pretty decent damage, but because its pistol and its blade are the same damage. It's just
Well, that's simple.
weird.
That makes it easy, I guess, to remember.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright, so he can make an attack roll or you can, however you want to do it.
Give him the help action.
So what's his actually to hit stat? That's probably.
Just use whatever his plus is for the blade.
All right.
That would basically be his melee.
Oh, come on, you. Work with me, Windows. That never happens.
Nope.
Okay, Killbot
There we
definitely
go.
latches on good. And while the guy starts to struggle, and actually it looks like he might be able to break free. He looks like he might actually be stronger than Killbot. This is a fairly hefty dude.
And I actually have to, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I know you are panicking in this situation, but you need to lie down. You just woke up from a medically induced coma, and I do not want any harm to come to you.
That sounds very reasonable. Now I'm picturing the way Hull is saying it, having rolled a 1. Sir, you need to calm down.
With the killbot like looking all menacing and like this.
But while Killbot's briefly guiding him, and he's kind of wrestling with him. You're able to run up and kind of do the psst, and then he just kind of relaxes and kind of goes ragdoll as Killbot's sitting there holding him by the arms.
I put him back into bed. I put a restraint on him. More or less just handcuffed, just beyond.
Not the full strap him down where he can't move. Just
Yeah.
Here, just
Eventually,
wait
when he wakes up, he realizes he's been restrained, but it's obvious I don't want. Essentially, it's just where he still has freedom in some regards.
Chew his arm off.
handcuff him to the bed. Put his pee bottle on the other side. Remove anything from the room that looks like a probe. He's good to go.
Well, if he can chew his arm off and run away, one day he'll be leader of his pack. He deserved his freedom.
That's fair.
Alright.
Hull is a very smart man. He is not a very talkative or... He's not great at... I am no good at word.
He's not good at peopling. Machining he's good at. Peopling,
Eh.
Alright, so what are the rest of you doing?
As soon as Adrian mentioned that he's trying to hack, my grand blade just comes out.
I mean, you don't.
No, he's not doing
You don't need to worry about it unless he's specifically using the Black Hat Esper power. He's not getting through that door.
Still be fun to surprise him by opening the door while he's standing there.
Oh, I mean,
That's a good idea.
Let's go
I
do
was
that.
kind of hoping you
They're
were
going.
about to do that. I
Going.
just wanted to make sure you did. Oh, okay.
Alright, so it's once again the Cat Armanto bad cop worst cop combo.
Yeah.
So
And-
before
Adrian's gonna lean back and watch through Yanni's eyes and wait till they go in to sort of control Yanni and have him look for stuff.
So before they open the door, Armand's gonna have the grand blade out and just kind of rest it like he did last time. Just wait for him as he opens.
Okay. So while you're doing this, I'm going to assume Cat actually opens the door.
Yeah, Cat will actually
Yeah.
open the door and be like, leaving so soon.
He's crouched down. He's got the panel off. I was thinking about it, yes. And he just very calmly gets up, folds everything back up, puts it back in its compartment. He even takes the plate from the thing and pops it back in the spot.
Thank you
Starts
for
looking
putting the
around.
plate
I
back.
assume I guess I'm being watched in here. What kind of
Oh.
crew puts cameras in their bedrooms? Never mind.
Who said it was a camera?
It's probably something biological I don't want to know about.
So every single person that's been conscious so far has mentioned going to or from work, and then some sort of calamity befalls them, and next thing you know, they're in a crate.
Well,
Cat's
that's
gonna
quite
let Armand talk and just pulls out a knife and just starts spinning it in her hand, watching him.
Well, that's certainly a shame.
It is, isn't it?
But I don't know anything about that.
While this talk is happening, Yanni's searching.
Yeah, we're just bullshitting. We're waiting for Yanni to look for stuff.
All right, what is Yanni doing?
He is looking for some kind of data pad that the Bellari might have had. Anything that he can proxy hack for Adrian.
Okay, the Bilar has like I said, he has a data pad.
Mhm.
There's like an compartment built in his leg that stores it. You've seen him, periodically you've seen him pull it out and do something with it and put it back. So you know that's where he carries it.
Yeah.
So do you happen to have that manifest again?
I gave you a copy of the manifest.
You have your copy.
It's the same file.
We just see it, Captain Energy Coolots.
He pulls out his data pad. He brings it up. And it's the same. It's the same file he gave you. So,
Let me take a look at that.
do I have a choice?
No, not really.
We're just
He hands
we
it.
want to make sure everything matches up.
It's literally
Covering
the
all of our
exact
deaths.
same file.
Hey, we're just stupid biological organisms here.
I'm
We're just
sorry to
making
think
sure
that.
everything's matching up.
I'm assuming Aramanto has it right now. It vanishes out of his hands.
What did you do? That's a grand plated like post.
To which then Adrian goes, magic, and then disappears.
But he's in the
Literally-
cockpit, so nobody hears him.
Aiden's just grinning.
Where'd he go?
Yanni.
He goes magic, and then Jim's looking at him funny.
No. There's just a quiet voice from out of nowhere. Magic.
Oh, jeez.
And then Adrian's having the data pad.
Okay.
That's
Well,
all we
you-
really wanted, sir. We'll let you get back
Well-
to stewing.
We'll use Black Hat though, just in case.
Okay. The pad's got decent enough security on it. Nothing military grade or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You hack through it, and you realize immediately this is a throwaway pad the guy's got. It's got the
Okay.
manifest. It's got where he's supposed to meet his contact, which is all information he gave you. And then it's all, pretty much all like entertainment apps or
He's got Candy Crush.
videos.
Stay out of my head, Sarah.
It's that sort of thing, It's
Okay.
he doesn't have a lot
It's
of
a burner
biological
pad.
needs, but he's traveling. He needs something to do.
It's a
go ahead and
burner
give me
pad,
Go ahead and
basically.
give me a computer use roll on that, though.
Okay. Computer use already. Has Black Hat.
21.
How's a 21 strike you?
21's pretty good. 21 is pretty good. You find a deleted file
Mm-hmm.
that you don't get all the information out of it.
Right.
But it had not been completely scrubbed. That has a list of names
Mm-hmm.
of individuals with a high potential for espergenesis.
Okay.
Fascinating.
And there
Is-
is it's list of names, and then like genetics information on why they think they've got a lot of potential. It's a lot of that you didn't manage to actually get, because that's a fairly substantial amount of information. But
Right.
The names would be there.
And
Is Amanda's name on that list?
it is.
Okay, I'll say the one person whose name Adrian knows. He pauses. He will get a copy, make a copy of it, of that deleted file. And then it will just appear. The tablet that Yanni took will be inside the sheets of the bed. Is where he'll leave it, and then he will go back to watching the Balar.
With the file open and everything?
No, he closed the tablet back out.
No, I'm saying, well, okay. I was going to say with the file open, you just like have it there like, we know.
No, it's
Leaves it on Candy Crush for Yanni to play.
yeah,
No, it's probably got that pre-installed.
That's fair.
yeah. I mean, you're bold of you to assume that he only has one game. But no, he will on the tablet leave a single note with an emoticon smiley face that says, "Thank you. Have a nice day."
Did we already close the door back up and everything?
I mean, I'm okay with like after Yanni got it, we just were like, okay, that's all we needed. Have a great day.
Because, I mean, even with his skill and power, it's going to take a couple minutes for him to hack the thing and actually look through the information to see if there's anything useful.
Oh, that's why I was like, where'd it go? With my grand plate.
Cat's probably just leaning back against the wall, shit-eating grin, knife still out.
Mm.
Inside the room, he goes back to pacing.
Mm.
And you don't share that information with anybody, do you, Adrian? Because that would be very important to Hull.
Oh no, in this case he is. There's one thing he hates is people who do human experimentation. That's like one of his like major I will screw your entire livelihood over buttons.
Fair enough.
So he will share that with the crew immediately.
Do you send the file and it just like scrolls through our advisors or whatever?
Yeah, like the whole thing, but he stops and highlights it at Amanda's name.
Okay. Do I see my name on there?
You know, it's not a real extensive list or anything.
Okay.
Does any of their other names appear on this one?
I don't think we know any
I
of
don't
their
think you know
names.
any of their names. The boxes were not labeled. Amanda was able to tell you her name.
Right.
In that case, you have data on what they believe would be high likelihood of being able to achieve aspergenesis. So I assume there's also photos attached to this file.
There probably were at one point, but like I said, a lot of the data is corrupt.
Does it show like all from the same planet or same area, anything like that?
These 4 were all from the same general area. Not necessarily the same. One of them was from the same system as Amanda, and the other 2 were from neighboring systems. You know, kind of the same galactic neighborhood, if you will. But
Takes like a day to get there. They're fine.
It's like it's going to Texas or something.
yeah, I mean, it's a few days. The furthest one from any of the furthest they are away from each other is a few days travel.
Okay.
You know, none of them were planets that actually had crucibles around them.
Fair enough.
Mm.
Is that as we're looking through? Is that a commonality with everybody on here that's capable of achieving aspergenesis? Is that there's no crucible near them?
You start cross-referencing? No, not really.
Okay.
There's a couple of them that do live in systems that have crucibles.
Okay.
The commonality seems to be, well, you'd have to give me a.
What you got?
If y'all
What you
start to look through the information, investigate.
Investigate. Okay.
I will
Cat just
assist.
get help action. Yeah.
Okay. Hang on.
Wait, I don't know. Let me check what my investigate is.
Your investigate's
Yeah,
probably better.
no, she's given an help action.
My investigate's a 6.
I was gonna say my investigate's a -1. So someone else do it.
My investigate might be able to help out though. Where the hell am I? There it is.
We're just like in groups of 2, just like doing this, like names.
I will do. So do you want me to investigate?
You have the highest, I think.
I have a +6 to my investigation. Yeah.
Well, whoever Brandon is rolled 2 natural 20s.
Yeah, that's Eric.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hull and Hull and Adrian are probably our highest.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
intelligence
okay, that
people.
was. There we go. For some odd reason, my chat went all the way to the top. That's why I was thinking 20s. Interesting.
Okay. Yeah. So if someone's helping me, I can roll at advantage.
Sure.
I'll go first list. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Alrighty.
All right.
Does
So
that go for both of us?
If we're gonna say that y'all get together to look over this, so yeah, we'll say Kat's helping Adrian and Armanto is helping Hull. So
They both got 17s.
We have a vague idea of what's going on.
We're like, oh.
I'll just go get more water.
Yeah.
okay, so that is Patrick. Roll one more time because him helping you gives you advantage.
He did. Or, sure.
Oh wait, was that 16? I'm sorry.
Well,
That 16 was the
weird
first
enough,
one.
it didn't matter.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you had rolled, and then Eric had rolled, and then you had rolled your second one.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see now. But you both wind up with 17s.
Yeah.
The commonality that you both pick up on is all of these people are from families that left Earth early in its colonizing efforts, they're all from families that have moved around several times. Possibly
humans.
maximizing their exposure to crucibles. Because espers tend to pop up in cultures once they start traveling and are exposed to that energy. Oftentimes generations later, but that seems to be universally considered what triggers a race developing espers. If you'll remember that first primitive species that you ran across that was guarding that first ruin site that y'all went to, where you fought the robot and got some.
Yeah.
Their healers had some kind of esper abilities, even though they're not spacefaring. Their world was being exposed to a damaged crucible. They would have traveled getting there. So all these generations later, it wasn't common in their species, but they did have a few. So they seem to be grabbing people that, their family had a history of being repeatedly exposed.
Okay. So to maximize their chances of espergenesis happening, or to try to stack it in their favor.
At least that seems to be the theory they were working under.
Okay.
As far as either of you know off the top of your head, there's been no correlation between, amount of exposure and this happening. Otherwise, ship pilots and, people that go on a lot of trips, would have a higher percentage of
Every ship
estrogenesis.
pilot.
And it doesn't seem to, the numbers don't work out that way, so.
Every
This
ship
may be
pilot
some
ever is
quackery.
messy.
Interesting.
On the other hand, at least one person on the list has gone through espergenesis just recently.
Yeah.
Does it
That's
show
really good.
like the living or dead status of anyone on this list, or is it just a list of names? Like, do they know if some of them have died, or?
It was the information that you managed to get out of it was name, system of origin, and bits and pieces of like genetic workups. But that's where the you were unable to restore some of the file, so that is not enough information to really use for anything. Somebody is clearly interested in trying to find a way to predict or produce espers, which is truthfully every government and shadow organization anywhere would love to be able to crank espers out on demand.
That's fair.
Okay.
But no one has ever had any luck doing it.
Do we want to let this information get back, or do we want to put this guy out the airlock without his suit?
I can just do a poke in his suit.
Yeah, his suit's literally what's keeping him alive.
I know, but there's something satisfying about pushing somebody out an airlock.
Don't think
You
it's
just
doing
told me
anything.
you just told me you wanted to be composed.
This information gets into the wrong hands. It
There's
could,
a lot of wrong hands out there.
The kicker is that's why I was very interested in information, because this sounds unfortunately familiar to me, as one can imagine.
At a glance, Patrick, whoever is doing this is using a completely different methodology than what your former employers were trying.
Interesting.
They're wanting to accomplish the same thing, but like I said, everybody everywhere has always wanted to be able to produce.
It's
produce
like
the
it's like they're using like they're trying to do scientific things, but they're basing it off of like a superstition.
Kind of. These guys, like I said, it's coming off as kind of quackery. I mean, based off what little information that of
Also-
the science you can get.
Right.
We have some of the manifest. Do we have access to their final destination?
You know which station you were supposed to meet his contact at. So you know where you were supposed to dock. Now, once you got there, you're not sure if they were going to meet you, if the people were going to come to that dock and pick it up, or if y'all were going to transport it somewhere else. He really wasn't very specific there.
Did we ever get a name for the contact, or we got a descriptor? Did we ever get a name?
I think we got a name and that he was traveling with a group of guards.
And
Yeah,
I remember
he was going to show up with guard/workers. I've got the name Alan written down. Was Alan somebody? No, I think Alan was the SDF guy y'all were talking to.
Yeah.
I think it was like a Captain Allen or a Lieutenant Allen or somebody y'all were talking to.
Speaking of the SDF, Adrian will pop up. Do you want me to contact them?
You contact the
About this.
SDF. Here in the solar system, they've also got local law enforcement. You can contact them.
Yeah.
You know, and you can still name drop your SDF contacts as somebody that, hey, these guys will vouch for us that we're not, generally human traffickers.
Yeah.
Or do we want to let this play out? Get in contact with the SDF? Be like, hey, we're going to get the folks out of the last two folks out of these boxes. Put some trackers on them, give you the information for the trackers. You guys can follow the boxes where they go.
that sounds kind of cruel.
Yeah, let's just contact the SDF and
I know we want to get paid for this, and I think
we want to get paid for this, but we also want to make sure this gets handled too, or at least get like an idea about the scope of the operation. I understand where Kat's going with this. I kind of object to basically leaving people in boxes.
pretty.
No, I said take the people out of the boxes
And leave the tracker.
and then put trackers in the boxes, like Trojan horse of kind.
Gotcha. That's significantly different than it sounded in my head. I apologize.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
That's me, Armando, talking to Kat.
All right. So ultimately, are you going to contact the police immediately, or well, you can contact local law enforcement, or you can contact the SDF.
I'm thinking the SDF might be better than the local.
Yeah, I don't know if
considering-
the local popos are going to do anything.
Yeah.
Well, if they're local here, they might be in that guy's pocket too. SDF's less likely to be in that guy's pocket.
Adrian will sort of lean back and go, all right, give me a moment. And he will send out sort of a message to their contact that they keep in touch with, basically, with the SDF. It's like, hey, do you have a minute?
It pops up. He looks over at you. It hasn't been a week since the last time. What have you gotten into now?
Well, we were very much planning to do something legitimate to get some real money after we stopped by to spend a little bit of time at a crucible, picked up a transport job to figure, antiquities. That'd be fine. Turns out the said antiquities was 4 boxes of human trafficking.
Very serious look comes over his face at this point.
Yeah. I can wire all the info we've gotten to you real quick. We're kind of at a crossroads of how we want to proceed with this. Do we want to pretend to go along with the job still and see how big this operation goes? Go ahead and turn it over to you all, let you all handle it. We're kind of at a crossroads here of what we want to do.
If you send in the information, you see him start looking over it. Well, we definitely don't want to proceed where the victims are in any danger.
Yeah, I believe one of the things that were tossed around is to get the other 2 out of their medically induced comas, put trackers inside the still functioning boxes, which is 2 of them at this point, and then see where they go. But I'm not sure how well that'd go, considering there were supposed to be people in them. What would they have to check to see if there's actually still people in them?
He's like, all right, I tell you what. Let's see, you're supposed to be meeting them on. Let's see. What's a good name for a space station over Earth? As I fight the urge to use New York.
Discovery.
Yeah.
I mean, go for it.
Aldrinville. Oh, Station Aldrin.
Huh. Old New York.
First.
Now I'm thinking about Orbitville.
It's old New York. We have New York as one of the colonies.
Curiosity.
That too.
Let's see. Well, anyway, I spent too much time. I'm
Station
blocking out, trying to think of
001.
different names, but he's like, okay, you're supposed to be at this station. How far away are you?
We are in the Sol system right now.
Okay.
At a complete standstill.
At a complete standstill. We have the guy who hired us sealed in a spare bedroom.
That's the
Not
Belair named Vandale.
Yes.
Okay, that guy's got a record.
Okay.
Oh.
What would you like us to do with him?
Keep him where he's at.
Okay.
His file
see,
says
unless
he's an
he's-
Esper. Are you aware that he's an Esper?
Yes, I am aware. He tried to use his powers to obfuscate himself, but we saw through that. He tried to hack through the door that we sealed him in, but his Esper powers don't seem to lean towards technology like mine do.
According to his file, it is mostly, like you said, obfuscation, illusion type stuff.
Yeah, he
He's
tried
used
to
that in several
manually get
cons.
he tried to manually get through the door, but he doesn't have the right power to get through the system locks I put in place.
That matches up with what I'm seeing here. You know, I'm not familiar with him personally. I'm just looking at my file.
Of course.
Let me contact some of the SDF there in system.
Okay.
You know, they will get some of the local law enforcement involved. But since this is a kidnapping across multiple systems, it does fall under our jurisdiction.
Yes.
You know, think of it
This-
like the FBI getting involved in a kidnapping case kind of thing. You know, regardless.
As far as we can tell, their focus seems to be trying to find human families that left early in the colonization efforts from Earth and have been jumping between systems and jumping between crucibles for a while. It seems like they're trying to find a way to predict espergenesis.
Huh.
They did get one right.
They
Yeah, it's probably a coincidence.
yeah.
This would, you know, he glances at what you've got and he's like, this looks like what was. It looks like it looks like they're working on with an old, outdated theory from like the early days
Yeah.
of you know, of human studies of espers.
Mhm.
But still, you know, a rich nut job kidnapping people is still somebody kidnapping people. So,
Yeah.
but
Did you pass on that the one person on the ship went through espergenesis? The other
Yeah.
ones. Okay.
Yeah.
He did.
Just
Um,
making sure.
Yeah. One of the people we did have to remove from the cube from their box rather swiftly because the life support was failing.
are they stable now?
So, as of right now, yes, they're stable in our medical bay.
Okay.
And we did have to sedate him because he did sort of wake up in a bit of a panic and was starting to become a threat to himself.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
All right.
So want to just wait here for whoever you contact.
Yes.
We figured we'd come through you first because we sort of didn't know if, considering this is a multi-system job, that we didn't know if they possibly had any of the local law enforcement in their pocket or not.
Well, they're there's no way to know that ahead of time, but really any time. But you know, the Sol
Yeah.
system's pretty big and pretty populated, so you know.
There's the risk no matter what we do.
There would be the risk potentially of individual officers, but even then, probably more around that one station.
Fair.
Unless you're dealing with somebody just unimaginably rich and powerful.
Yeah.
How many of those are y'all gonna piss off?
You'd be surprised.
All of them.
We're going for a bingo here.
I try not to unless I can avoid it.
But he's like, all right, let me send out a message to the locals, and they should contact you fairly quickly.
All right, we'll keep parked here, so they don't have to come hunt us down.
Okay. He gets the coordinates that you're at. Within about an hour, one of these system police ships pulls up to you.
Open up. Police.
I was picturing with little sirens on top of their ship.
I was like, do they have...
Are you
they
aware
have-
that your tag light is out?
License and registration, please.
Step out of the vehicle.
Weirdly enough, I can imagine like the officer getting out, and instead of having that drop down helmet, it's just two giant like those big police glasses that drops down.
But I will say though, after that talk, Adrian will convey all that information that he got from our contact to the rest of the crew, and that this Balar definitely has a criminal record.
Cat
He's
would've-
known for pulling cons like this.
Well, he's
Yeah,
known for
let's
pulling
try.
cons. He's never pulled something quite like this before.
Quite like this before, yeah. And then Adrian will say, I am gonna take a little while. I need to calm down.
Cat's
And
gonna
he
try
will-
and look the Skype on the ShadowNet.
He will leave, go out the airlock, activate his atmospheric adaptation. He'll just sit on top of the ship and just watch the stars for a while.
He sits on
Sounds
top of
angry,
this
doesn't
hull and just vents heat.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, give me a. What do you have to roll when you look stuff up on the ShadowNet?
I think we've typically done investigation.
Okay.
Use.
14.
You find nothing under the name Vandale. At least as far as him operating under that name, because everybody on the ShadowNet uses.
Did he have a company name by chance?
Let's see, 14. You're right. He would have something like that, and he's been busted a time or two. So you managed to find an old alias he used. It's like he used that up to the first time he was busted and stopped. And it's mostly your typical confidence man kind of stuff. He'd pretend to be a businessman to get people to invest. He would take advantage of old people.
He's going down.
But always just
Pure
from the
scheme.
standpoint of taking money from them. What you can find on what he's been busted for, it never got violent. I mean,
Except for
beyond,
now.
he may, once he's busted trying to get away, he may punch somebody or, shove somebody and run off, that kind of stuff, but nothing.
Any theory?
Yeah, he has clearly stepped up
noodly
his
arms.
game into something more serious, or been recruited into something more serious.
Mm.
Okay, Cat will just kind of file that information away onto probably one of the many clean data pads they have laying around to give to the SDF.
You have so many data pads, you can't keep up with what information you put on which one.
It's like
Hey,
having
is this one clean?
Adrian's pretty good at that.
Imagine there's like a clean and dirty like laundry basket of data pads.
I just have this mental image of like we have a bunch of data pads and everyone just like walks up. Adrian, what? I need you to check this data pad again.
I left this file somewhere.
You just have a crate of new ones every month or so. You jettison all the ones you've been using out into a sun because that way you can't recover anything.
Yeah.
I picture it like you're trying to find a picture on an SD card, and you're just like going through all of them.
Why did these just have numbers as names? What were you doing?
World may never know.
The
But anyway,
SDF's
like I said, y'all have an hour on the ship. In that time,
Adrian's just going to stay on top of the ship because
In
he
that
has 24 hours of adaptation.
Your patient in the med bay starts to wake up again.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Let's try to do a better job. Basically, I'm sitting there waiting for him to wake up. I have Cat and someone who can actually talk to people with me.
That'd be Armanto, 100%.
Probably.
Yeah.
You really are the counselor at this point, aren't you?
Yeah.
He's our charisma
so
monkey.
I will be like, everyone, back up, please. I'll take care of this.
So he wakes up, he looks over at Hull sitting there, and Armato in his full rig and armor and leaf cloak is sitting there.
I would hide
Stay
my
calm.
rig.
Grand blade out.
Stay calm.
Stay calm. No. I'll say. I'm hoping my handsome face will do something. Anyway, I will say. No. Don't. Sudden movements. Just look up from a coma. Again.
Well, this time he was just sedated and passed into normal sleep.
Yeah. We just want you to be calm. Like, we're SDF is on the way. We're going to get somewhere safe.
Well, give me a persuasion roll.
All right. This is something I can do. Some AD20. Hell yeah, it is. Okay. Give me this one. Fuck!
Did you roll a 1?
Yes.
Oh,
No one
It's
can
a
talk to this
7.
guy.
It's a 7 total. They rolled a natural 1.
Oh, this poor man.
Knock him out. Let's
He's
try this
listening to
again.
you, but then he's like, "Why am I handcuffed to the bed?"
You're. It's just a safety precaution. We thought you might just try to like yank yourself up again. I'm sorry. We had to come to that, but it's just.
He starts freaking out.
Exactly.
He's trying to break.
You're doing it right now. You're literally doing the thing we told you that we were afraid you were going to do.
That's just standing in the doorway.
Loading her stun bullets. Pow.
No, she's just like, when do I get involved with this?
I will put a hand, like not forcefully, just on them, and I'll expend some regenerative force to like maybe soothe him. I don't
He's not damaged in any way.
know,
And when you reach
but
for him, he's like, "Don't touch me!"
Cat's gonna
He
go
kinda
back
starts
up to the
kicking. He kind
galley.
of twists around as far as he can
Yeah.
with the handcuff, just kicking at you.
Cat's going back to the galley to get like a cup of coffee or something, and then for this guy and come back.
later.
Look, we just want you to be calm. SDF will be here soon enough. You don't have to see me ever again. You don't have... SDF will be here for you. You don't have a record, do you?
Cat comes back in with the coffee and just kind of walks slowly over and extends it, like, end of her arm. She's like, would you like a cup of coffee? You've probably had a really shit day.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Meerkat.
And that's
14's
why-
a lot better than
and that's
three
why
natural
she's-
ones.
And that's why she's the captain. He still does not look happy.
Can you get the cuffs off him, please? He's just
Well, I was worried he might hurt himself. That's why I did that. Did I actually say that?
But you take the cuff off though when Captain Cat asks you to.
Yes.
With the cuff off and you've handed him some coffee, you have. It's not that he's not still a little agitated, but he's calmed down to something kind of functional. All right. So he's sitting there, kind of holding his coffee. Somebody, tell me exactly what happened.
how blunt can I be with you, sir? Can I get your name first off, so I can just call you your name? I'm Kat. This is Armando. That's all. Adrian's
Hello.
around here somewhere.
Zach Wise.
Zach. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm guessing if anything that happened to you happened to Amanda, one of the other passengers, in this really weird day. You remember nothing after a certain point, correct?
Right. I think I remember. I think I just remember getting home from work.
Yeah. So you ended up in a box, medically induced coma, being shipped as antiquities to Earth.
And I was being shipped on this ship.
Not by us. We took the job thinking we were taking a bunch of relics and antiquities. Until Amanda went through espergenesis and pretty much blew up her own box, and I'm guessing damaged yours. We were under the impression we were shipping back antiquities.
Shipping them to where?
System over in the Sol system.
Oh, that crap hole?
I know, right?
Well, not the
Hey.
entire system, but Earth has looked at it. It's kind of nuked out.
That's fair.
We've got the guy that hired us and was traveling with us as the owner of these boxes and antiquities, locked up, under guard. He ain't going anywhere. SDF on their way. You've got a cup of coffee. Can I get you anything to eat? We're gonna make sure you're taken care of. Would you like some clothes?
Yes.
Did we get him clothes? Okay.
I'll get him a
I
spare.
just want a simple pair of pants.
Get some pants and some shoes.
Get him a spare set
Yeah,
of
he
my.
was kind of exposed when he started kicking at Armato.
It's nothing Aramatsu's never seen before.
I mean, if you want to go up to the galley, you can rest up there. I'm sure it might be a little bit more comfortable for you than the medical bay. If everything checks out.
Isn't he in the medical bay?
She said it would be more comfortable in the medical bay.
Less stuffy.
Yeah, as long as everything checks out. You were a little touch and go coming out of the box, out of the coma they'd put you in. Just want to make sure you're good to go.
Because I feel a little weak, but I think I'm all right. And once you get him some pants, and he doesn't have any trouble walking into the galley. And Jim gets him some food, but he's just kind of picking at it. It's like he doesn't have any real appetite. And the food you got Amanda, you see she's done the same thing basically. As you leave, they're starting to compare notes as to what happened.
That's what I wanted.
Armato, matchmaker.
Trauma bonding. Let's go.
We're actually not a pirate ship. We're just a speed dating site.
Really awkward speed dating.
You guys are- You guys are both involved in a human trafficking ring. Now it beats.
See what else you have in common.
It's like plenty of fish, but for the wrong reason.
Boxedmatch.com. It's like mail order. I don't know. I'm going somewhere horrible with this. I'm just
Yeah, you are.
Who are you dealing with?
It's
Human
not getting
trafficking.
any
It started off horrible.
Yeah.
I will wait for them to like talk for like 30 minutes to an hour. And SDF's here, I imagine, and taking the guy, and then I'll come back. SDF presumably takes them to see if they came to a consensus about anything.
Okay, so eventually the local law enforcement, the system guard or whatever they call themselves. I don't know that they've actually published detailed information on particular systems, but
Earth Defense Force.
Oh God.
the EDF, the SDF. But they fly down relatively close to your ship.
Adrian just sort of looks up at them from
They
sitting
kind
on
of
top. Yep.
settle down cockpit to cockpit, so you can kind of look through the windows and see, and then you see their ship, and then you see their ship kind of drift up a little bit.
Adrian waves.
You see where they kind of it's like they came down. Wait a second, what's that? There's a guy sitting on their roof.
He just sort of comes off, flies over to their cockpit, just sort of taps the window, and then through their speakers. Hello.
Sir, please return to your vehicle.
All right, I'm the one that called you, but sure. And he'll float back and sit back on top of the ship.
They start calming the ship.
You aware you got a guy on your roof? Yeah, he does that a lot.
It's his thing. He can, for some reason, survive the vacuum of.
He's an Esper. We've seen that sort of thing before.
Oh, yeah.
I'm guessing it's a new ability for him. They all like to play with it when they first get it.
Yeah.
And it's more of I like to sit in the quiet of space and watch the stars. It calms me down. It's been a stressful day.
Based on the information we've been sent, we can understand that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So they talk to you to get the. They basically ask you about a bunch of questions that fill in kind of the same information that you already have, but how the police like to repeat.
Yeah.
They like their paperwork.
Yeah.
Well, it's to see, make sure everybody's story kind of matches up. That maybe it causes you to remember something else that you had forgotten, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Adrian will share all the information that he collected with them. He's going to keep a copy of the list for himself, but he is going to make one.
One of the officers comes on board.
It's in there.
Starts interviewing the victims, Amanda and Zach. They are not approaching the. I mean, they. Let's see. You don't actually have cameras in the room, so.
We got a Yanni in there though.
Yeah.
Still.
They don't approach him yet. They're basically like, we're waiting for. These are like regular patrol officer kind of guys. They were the guys closest in the area.
They're the first responders.
Right.
Fair.
There's some higher ranking guys and at least one SDF official or detective investigator type on their way. Be another few hours probably before they get here. These two were just sent over to kind of babysit you.
Fair enough. Adrian at this point has probably floated off of the Roustabout and is probably just inspecting their ship, see what it is.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sir, please
But he's curious.
your ship.
Well, what kind of ship is this?
An expensive one.
Police ship. Don't get us arrested.
This is like you getting out of your car to walk over, and look at the police car. Just
Check the
while you're
car.
waiting for them to run your license or whatever. I don't know, I just want to know what kind of car this is.
Lift up the hood. I'm really interested in the engine.
Get back in your ship. Sir, please go back to your ship. Please get back inside your ship. Freaking Espers.
Fine. He'll actually just open up the cockpit. I say open up the cockpit. No, open up the He'll go back. He'll go back in the ship. He's just kind of pouting a little bit inside of his mask.
So a couple hours pass. Other folks show up. They come in. Immediately, there's a couple of medical guys that they immediately want to know where the other pods are. And they go down.
And also, do we resuscitate the other two people in there already?
No.
That's just asking if we want to do that.
No, we
Prior
did
to
not.
This, prior to this, I think y'all decided to leave them as they see,
We
if they
did.
were stable and the equipment was still working.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
The less we touch stuff, probably the better.
Aramonto will lead them over.
So yeah, the EMTs basically go down and run a diagnosis on the equipment, or a diagnostic rather on the equipment. And, they're still stable. Everything is still functioning. They make a comment about the mess in the bay where the one was obviously blew open.
I don't know if you've ever experienced espergenesis, but it's kind of like.
They've studied it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
training.
yeah, they're medical professionals, but if they're going to comment on it, I'm going to tell them, having experienced it myself.
So they check that out, and then they go check out the victims that are already awake.
Lead them that way to the galley.
I mean it's just a pretty basic check over. It's not anything too in depth. And they're like, the fatigue, which is the fatigue is wearing off for them. They're starting to feel a lot more normal, but that's typical for coming out of this kind of induced coma kind of thing. Muscles have atrophied a little bit, but nothing too drastic. And they do things like quiz them on, do you know what the date is? What's the last date you remember?
Who's the president?
And they come to the conclusion that these two have been in the pods for about 2 weeks. Now, part of the life support stuff had things, like I said, that helped slow down, muscle atrophy and stuff. So clearly the purchasers, wanted them in decent health. While they're doing that, it's a local detective and or I should say a detective for the local law enforcement, and an SDF detective want to talk to all of you. Again, you go over 2 or 3 times what happened. They take a break from that. They go in and they begin questioning Vandale. Who, while he was a little bit panicky but still kind of in control when he was talking to y'all, his stress level is obviously super jacked up now. He's been busted for little things before, but this is big time. He's looking at some real time here.
Let's see. Do they let Adrian know that they're going to go talk to him because he'll have to open the door? But
Yes, they would. They would. This would be like right after they talk to you. They would talk about needing to go talk to him. So
Adrian will go. All right, I'll go with you to unlock the door. I have it locked with Esper powers, so he can't get out.
Oh, it must be handy.
It can be.
So they sit in there and talk to him for the better part of an hour. When they come out, they give Jim some coordinates. You begin following them back to the precinct, basically, which is a station orbiting one of Saturn's moons.
Field trip.
Does this station look familiar to Adrian at all? Basically,
Bad field trip.
Basically, is this Cat and Adrian's home station?
No, this is not a large city-sized station. This is
Okay.
specifically for the
But
teleport.
can we go somewhere else? I mean,
I have a
I had
record here.
completely forgotten that y'all were actually from the Soul System.
Yeah, they are from the Souls.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
looking at the Promethean stuff, the Prometheans actually are on stations that orbit Earth.
Yeah.
Primarily, I think. But
So
consider
no, this is not the
humans
station, and the
outsiders.
station you were supposed to make your delivery to is not that station.
Okay. Good to know.
Hell yeah.
But anyway, so you get there, they unload the prisoner, they unload the, all the victims. The two still in the pod, they're taking them to a medical facility to wake them up. They have a facility on the station that their confidence is up to the task. Even if something goes wrong, they've got the equipment they need.
All right.
A few hours later, they come in, and the SDF officer comes in to talk to you. So,
Hi.
Vandale is very willing to make a deal with us. To roll over on his employer. He has essentially, in not so many words, confessed. I mean, he's got his legal counsel. They're beating around the bush until we actually have an agreement, in writing.
Sure.
As one does.
As one does. We would like to hire you.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
can't we just have one normal job?
I guess
Can we just
not.
become pizza delivery drivers, guys?
It's awful big ship. Y'all got an awful big ship for pizza delivery.
A lot of pizzas.
Though if you
Volume.
did it like a food truck,
Oh man, it's a great idea.
some park benches in one of your cargo bays, that might work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm feeling that now, though.
I could actually use some of my Esper powers to let people fly around in space while
Could
they're
charge by the hour for that. But you wanted to hire us for
Sorry.
something far less interesting.
Basically, to send you and Vandale onto the station. We have known that there's been a human trafficking ring throughout the system. Well, honestly, there's probably a couple to the system. But one that seems to have been targeting Espers. We have already retrieved another person on that list you provided us. But we keep getting the small fish. Vandale is one of the small fish. We want to go for somebody a little bigger.
Okay.
You want us to do that?
We want you to basically continue on like you didn't know anything had gone on. Like the woman didn't erupt. We're going to replace the damaged boxes.
I see that being a problem when they open up the boxes and there's no one inside of it.
Oh, there's going to be people inside them.
Sorry.
Your people.
It's going to be our people, and they're not going
Okay.
they're not going to be in comas.
Okay.
Okay,
With you so far.
liking this.
Of course, it's going to look legit. So, they're not going to be in there with a lot of equipment. They are going to be espers with combat-oriented abilities. You will be their backup if things go south. You'll be their backup that's actually there with, equipment, arms and armor.
Okay,
We do have plenty of spare armaments, actually.
keep getting armaments.
We really
Oh.
do.
Good to know.
I
Never know when you need
kind
backups.
kind of am an armament. I don't know if that really helped out.
Could we put a killbot in a box? The world's worst Jack in the Box.
Surprise!
Yeah, I'm literally going back to UHF. Supplies!
I'm just picturing a video I watched the other day where they had like all these little kids and showing their reaction to the first time they used a Jack in the Box. And the number of
Oh.
kids that just hauled off and smacked it. Surprise! Ah! Hey, that was an Esper. He just blew Killbot all to pieces.
The fight response was strong.
Yes. Yes, it was.
But basically, basically they want you to go undercover. If we cut this deal, Vandale will be going with you.
What does Van
Do
Dale
we-
get out of it?
Do we have to keep Vandal alive? How
that-
if
that
if
would be
stuff
preferable.
goes south?
It would be preferable to keep him alive
Okay.
because we still need him to testify and stuff. Even though
Could
he
you
will-
like
even though he will have
pre-record a
to-
testimony?
We will pre-record a lot.
Just in case.
It's still nice to have him on a stand, though.
Okay.
I understand your disregard for him, but we need him.
Well, I'm just saying if stuff goes south, he's not going to be my priority at all. He's not even going to be adjacent to the list
We're not
of
asking
people
you to
that
put
I
him
would.
ahead of your own crew or even our people. But
Okay, as long as we're
try
clear
to,
on that.
Try to keep him alive. He is not
On
much of a
that-
combatant.
On that note, speaking of your people, is there any type of armaments they prefer that we might be able to provide? Like for when the surprise happens, so to speak.
Yes. Not much we can do for armor, though they've got Esper abilities that will help armor them. But yeah, we'll find out what sort of gun they'd like to have, and you can be packing that as an extra or something.
Pull off my small rifle like I have this.
It's just like sniper rifle, pistol, knife.
You're in. The SDF guy goes. You're sitting in a police station pulling out weapons.
You guys let us in with them.
Don't do that. Well, his tend to disappear into his rig, I think. Or is it just the
Oh.
Grand Blade that does
I
that?
thought we were still on the
It's the
ship.
grand blade and the long blade.
No, we're on the station now, so
Okay, never mind. She totally didn't. Just start like dun, dun, dun,
Yeah, minor studs on my wrist.
Anything obvious they wouldn't let you on the station with. If you've got something
Okay.
concealed, they didn't pat you down. But of course there'll be compensation.
I want one honest paying job. Just one.
He's like, well, this is honest work. I mean, you're doing a good thing here.
A good thing. Yes.
We'll take a pizza delivery job briefly after we get done with this. Get a week's worth of minimum pay.
Please.
You realize the freaky jobs pay so much better, and you go back to them.
I mean, yeah, we have
They
to.
do, but
That's how we pay for our pizza delivery service.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
But Kat would be down with this if that conversation is that way.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for the SDF detective?
No.
I
what-
asked. Sorry.
Adrian will ask, what kind of combat abilities do you think? Just so we know how best to back up your team. Like, should we stay out of their way? Do they do mass wide area effects? They do precision strikes?
I mean, we're experts too, so
Yes, that's one reason they wanted to hire you is, your contact had basically let them know, this is an entire crew of Espers, so,
except for Cat.
Cat's an Esper, too.
Is she? Oh shit.
All player characters in this game are Espers.
Oh, okay, that's different.
Some of them, like Jade and Francis, did not do... There was not a whole lot of real... for the warrior types. A lot of what they did was not real visible spectacle kind of stuff, but they could, overcharge their weapons and that sort of thing.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't know that.
Sort of like Cat's death strikes.
Yeah,
She's-
they were.
she's
I
like
think they were
bullet-
both like straight soldiers, right?
Yeah, they're the warrior class, which is basically your fighter.
They're just bullet bending and stuff.
Yeah, kind of. It was list. They don't have a list of Esper abilities. It's a bunch of their class abilities, though, that come from the fact that they're Espers.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Like I said, they're just not as blatant, I guess you could say.
I think I got the gist of it.
Okay. They're offering to pay you 6,000 cubits for this.
Okay.
And, it
The last-
should just be a few days' work. Because they basically just want you to go down and bust the people that are picking up this shipment.
Sure.
That'll get them one rank higher, and hopefully they can get some of those to roll over and move up the chain. That part of it won't involve you guys in all likelihood, though. They're really just hiring you because you're already the people they're expecting.
That's fair. Paul, did you have a question for them?
What additional? We know this. Any more information is what I'm kind of asking. Do you know? Have you gotten who his contacts are? Or
he has given them a name. That name has not come up in their system, so they're thinking it's an alias. His contact is he's supposed to be contacting a man named Treg Player. And like I said, he could not provide a picture of this guy, though he said he'd know him on site, gave us a description of him. But the name doesn't really pop up in the system anywhere, or in their records.
All right. Okay.
He's supposed to be there with some of his people, so.
Well, I guess let us know what kind of stuff we can bring your espers to try to give them some armaments.
What he winds up, what they wind up wanting is pretty baseline equipment. Heavy pistols, pants, that sort of thing. It's they don't go for anything real big and flashy, but it's stuff that would look perfectly natural for you guys to be wearing as like backup pieces and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Here, the covers my giant Miss Arm. Okay.
All right, let's see. They'd agreed on a price. And somebody had asked what Vandal was getting out of it. He was getting partial immunity.
Partial immunity. I asked that, yeah.
He'll still be going to jail, but it'll be slap on the wrist jail time. 5 years, 6 years, something like that. But he seems to be just the middleman, so if we can bust somebody bigger, I ain't happy about him getting that little time, but
I understand the
if we
necessity.
can actually break the ring, then,
Yeah.
a lot more good is done that way.
I understand the necessity. It's just really annoying. He's just lied to my face like time. Stab.
It's how con men work. Let's see.
Is there anything else? Got a price. We've got a location. We've got a.
Did we get a price though?
Oh, 6,000. They're gonna give you
6,000.
6,000 cubits.
Okay.
Which is
Gotcha,
not
gotcha.
quite as much as the guy Vandal was going to pay you for the mission, but it's pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
it's also, not human trafficking.
True,
That's
true.
fair.
Though it's still human trafficking adjacent, sort of. I mean, you are still trafficking humans to Earth if you think about it.
Mm.
Just these guys are coming along willingly and are not unconscious in their boxes.
They're willing and able. Right.
I'm about to say, Adrian will send a brief message over to Kat's mask, and it'll basically in the message in her mask will say, my only concern is if the espers we'll have in the boxes will actually be helping us, or will they be helping them?
because he's super paranoid.
That's one of his flaws. He's paranoid.
Well, if we have to shoot her, she'll like send back. Well, if we have to shoot our way out of another shit show, guess we'll shoot our way out of another shit.
Not the first time, won't be the last.
It'll be like the hallway with the mechanical spiders. It'll be great.
What the hell happened in a hallway with mechanical spiders?
Oh shit, you weren't there.
I mean, physically I was. Mentally, I was trying to keep the ship safe. What the hell did you all do?
So you know those giant spiders you had on the ship?
They're children.
There were a lot more of those in the hallway just behind where.
And
Yeah,
the
the
captain
entire-
turned on us.
Yeah, the
I'm
entire
not
thing-
surprised.
Yeah, the entire base was infested with them. The ones you were fighting were just the ones in the hangar.
They were just the hungry ones.
The SDF detective is just sitting there going,
I like how this went from like on Cat's like thing to
Oh, and then like a droid one of my drones pops up, basically makes a screen and just says, "We actually got a recording if you want one." It just has us screaming, "Ah!"
running down the hallways.
well, he might have known about it because Cat was having Yanni activate the doors behind them.
No, Yanni was doing his own thing.
Okay,
you had
Yanni
asked
was
Yanni
doing
to do
Yanni.
that. Yanni went sure, basically,
Yeah.
because he
Yeah,
is
Adrian
capable of
does.
independent action.
I look
Okay,
at the
like-
S-
Agent sort of like tilts his head like, oh, is this when we were dealing with the Kanashi?
I'll fill you in on details later if you want detail.
I look at the SDF official, like kind of like what, and I'm just like, we've taken some jobs before. That's why we're so.
I've
That's
read
why
the
we're so-
official report on the pirate infestation. Yes.
Yeah.
He's
This
like,
is why we're.
It's one of the reasons why we were willing to hire you. Is you were involved in busting that pirate group. You were involved in a drug bust on Casparilla. You seem to be kind of the law and order types. You just keep getting swept up into crap.
Yeah, I'd like to not be swept up in crap. For once in my life, I would like not to be swept up in crap.
Then don't go work in sewer maintenance.
I'm just imagining the smile that was on Eric's face, on Adrian's face. Y'all seem like law and order types. Yeah, that's us.
Dun dun.
Yeah.
Just
I
the
rolled.
facts.
I rolled to choke Adrian.
Not in front of the cops.
Motherfucker.
All right.
Gremlin.
So they quickly put this together because you have there's a window of when you were expected to arrive. You had made good time up to this point, so this delay isn't, this delay shouldn't make anybody too suspicious.
Right. We're off, I guess.
So yeah, they come back the next day. They have, Vandale has made the deal. He is back on your ship.
I'm just looking at Van Doe like this, just like,
I don't know. Armont was gonna look at him dead in the face and say, "Let's get one thing straight. I don't like you. You don't like me. We're gonna do this. You're gonna serve your time, and we're never gonna see each other again. And if I do have to do this again, coming after you specifically. I don't even care if I don't care if it's not you in the human trafficking thing. I'm coming after you."
Hey, he's like, hey. I'm going straight after this. This has not worked out. This was a bad idea.
it pulls out his list of stuff that he's done. She's like, going straight just hasn't seemed to work for you.
Well, I haven't really tried before.
It's really obvious. Just get a job delivering pizzas or something, dude.
I think Sarah really wants pizza right now.
I really do.
I think she's craving it.
I think I have frozen pizza downstairs
Now,
somewhere.
unfortunately, he's got me sitting there going, when does Little Caesars close? All right.
I have to call the game early for pizza. We're going.
Oh, they deliver.
Oh, yeah, Mando's actually deliver out where I live now.
Hell yeah.
I live just far enough out that most places don't deliver out here.
You get that one Jimmy John's with like a $45 delivery fee.
I've never wanted food delivered that bad.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, back on topic.
Yeah.
This isn't topic.
So yeah, so they quickly let everybody else. You're introduced to the Esper Strike Force, and you know they seem to be reasonably competent. Nothing about it makes you feel like you're outclassed by them or anything.
You're not gonna turn on them.
Roll insight checks as they walk in the door.
No, man, we're only level 2. That would get us killed.
What is this level 2 you speak of?
Oh, don't act like you don't.
Oh, security clearances in the SDF.
Okay, good to know. I'm a level 7.
We get levels?
I didn't tell you?
That's what I loved about the old City of Heroes game is the levels existed in the setting, but it was just security clearance levels. So you had to have a certain security clearance to get to certain areas.
It's actually pretty clever.
Yeah.
Huh. That ain't bad at all.
But anyway, before I get off on a tangent on that.
Every time I see Sarah just looking around, I was like, it's the gremlin. She's doing things.
She's behind my computer. I'm concerned she's going to unplug it.
I got a bunch of dogs do that on a regular basis.
And this is after she just face planted into a bowl of potato soup.
This is the rest of the stream, just like Sarah with their cat.
And I was talking about how ungraceful the one cat is.
You just need to hold the cat and just start godfathering.
The cat knows where the cat wants to be. Quit trying to make it be other places.
Easy. just cat petting a cat.
All right, everyone zoom in on cat sting.
Catception.
I'm just kidding.
All right. So y'all hit it on. The strike force is currently clothed. They'll climb into the boxes, as you get closer to the station.
Mm-hmm.
Before they like do the thing, do we like see? Do any of us ask what they're like capable of, so we don't like?
What's your
get
specialties?
So we don't like get caught in a crossfire or something.
Which one of you's gonna cast fireball centered on us?
Yeah, exactly.
They've had better. I assure you, one of them's like, I assure you, ma'am, I've had better training than to hit my allies with a singularity.
Fair enough. Just making sure it never hurts to double check with.
And most of them have kind of direct. You got one guy that's kind of their area guy. Everybody else is kind of direct fire.
Gotcha.
Is there any style of weaponry you all prefer?
Basically, they want all of you carrying an extra heavy pistol that can be tossed to them. Just so they're not relying exclusively on their powers in case there is an extended fight.
Works for me.
I'm just
They
gonna throw
are
one of them.
hoping this goes down fairly quickly. But, they're like, you've been in combat.
They say that the entire party collectively goes, it never does.
It's gonna be a hallway, then a chase sequence.
This started because we were trying to ship antiquities. It is not going to go.
This was supposed to be a relaxing vacation.
We just somehow keep getting caught up in other people's shit.
Well, we should go and see where Achilles on vacation. Go just hang out with him. Catch up.
And then the next thing we know, he somehow managed to awaken an entire race of synthetic beings that we'll have to put down.
He awakens an entire planet with a laser on it.
Let's see.
As I imagine, we're not even bothering trying to hide the fact that we work with Achilles from these guys because we just said that out loud.
Well, might have been off to the side, after okay,
at one
have your
point in the
pistol.
trip, at least one of the guys is probably going to ask you about the ship.
Okay.
So, the name of your ship, were you like
Really
fans
big
of this
fans.
old? Oh, okay.
I was a huge fan growing up, and yeah. Where's Jim in all of this?
Oh, God, imagine if they saw Jim and watched the show.
Jim has been in the cockpit and has not actually spoken to the strike force yet.
If they ever mentioned, I would be like, if they ever mentioned it to Aramonto, Be like, well, see, we even got the pilot. That's how much of a fan we are.
It's probably
But
isn't the thing to say during a human trafficking thing. We've got the pilot.
Man, you would
Or
win
the
a big
collection.
cost.
We didn't kidnap him. We hired him.
Where'd y'all get him? Oh, you get all kinds of weird stuff on eBay.
Space Bay.
Space Bay. No, that's the interspecies. Never mind.
What? What's wrong with you? Get your mind out of the gutter.
But anyway, you start discussing abilities, and the one guy sitting there talking about he pops the proton blade, talking about how he likes up close work.
You and me
Oh
both.
man.
Not that he limits himself to that. That would be unprofessional. You got to use the proper
Of
tools.
course.
You got to use the proper tools at the proper time.
The wolf hunts alone.
That's a bad idea.
These guys, these guys come off as fairly competent.
Like SWAT, Navy SEALs.
Not quite Navy SEAls, probably Swattish.
Oh wait, damn, I'm not gonna use that guy.
They're a solid. Unlike Grand Theft Auto, they're a solid like 3-star. Not quite the 4-star or 5-star, but they're a solid 3-star.
Maybe.
But they have 3 of them have a pretty similar set of abilities, and you find out they all went through the academy at the same time. And, one of them is the one that's in charge, kind of the group, is just the slightest bit older. He's got 4 or 5 years more experience than they do, but nothing drastic.
All right, you ready to get the show on the road, guys?
So anyway, all this talking y'all do, as you're traveling. Van Dale
I might
pretty
quit.
much stays in his room.
Good. Does this ship have a brig?
Do what now?
I was like, does this ship have a brig?
It has one holding cell,
It's Jim's room.
which is Jim's room, because it's up close to the cockpit, and he likes having his own toilet.
Mm-hmm.
We should really see about getting another brig installed.
You could always convert. You could, if I jump y'all over to the map.
Part of the cargo bay installed into a brig.
Yeah, y'all have the. Let me drag the Roustabout map over here where I can actually reach it with the ribbon. If you want to take a quick look at the Roustabout, y'all have got what? Is it 2 or 3?
Mm-hmm.
You've got the rear cargo bay, and the I guess it's kind of the underside cargo bay.
That's fair.
Because it's centralized, and you have a port and starboard entryway into it. Either one of those, you could convert that room into other stuff if you wanted to.
Theoretically.
I mean, depending on how much converting you want to do to a ship you don't actually own.
Yeah, I was about to say there is that.
Porticel.
Converting the holding cell into a room, you didn't actually change anything. He just put up curtains over the door or something,
Yeah.
Mm.
It's one of those curtains on
You
a
fix
big
the lock
swivel.
where it can be unlocked from the inside, kind of thing.
I'd say Adrian probably would have mentioned it at some point, like throughout our travels, that we should think about potentially finding another ship eventually.
Yeah, we're getting a pretty good amount of money. We probably need significantly more.
We'll look
What
into
got-
it. We've got
What's wrong with the Roustabout?
We don't own it?
Fair enough.
There's nothing wrong with the Roustabout. We just don't own it.
Yeah.
it's a
I love this ship.
reasonable
This ship was like a big part of my childhood growing up.
We want to not blow up a big part of our childhood.
Well, you know, the Roustabout was really used in the show only the last couple of seasons.
Still,
Those were Aramonto's formative years, as he was a child soldier growing up. Just kidding.
Actually, just looking at the cargo bay, the landing, all you got to do is basically put bars on the corners.
That's true. If you were just wanting to convert like a holding cell, it would not actually take that much. Or you could just, you know,
You can add in a toilet and things like that.
Or you just buy a big cage and roll it in there.
yeah, let's just do that and, like, you know, weld it down.
Anyway, for another time. Y'all are having this whole conversation while the strike force is sitting over there. How many times do they have to contain people on this ship, I wonder?
Well, considering it with pirates, human traffickers, bounty hunters,
Sometimes hard night gets really heated.
Gotta have like an ice box for someone to cool off.
We gotta have the drunk tank when one of us parties too much.
It's really just for Yanni. You get out of it at any point, but
Our motto doesn't get violent when he gets drunk, but he really becomes a hugger, and now we just can't handle that. We got too many antisocial types.
Everyone else is antisocial, but Aramonto.
I love you, man. All right, in the drunk tank.
It's like hugging the bar. It's like, I love you, man.
just have like something in there for him to hug. Like a punching dummy.
It's a life-size pillow of Francis.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh no, it's a Francis body pillow. Oh dear God.
I have spoken into existence.
is it double-sided?
No.
Okay.
Does it?
This is
Doesn't mean
horrible.
That doesn't mean what you think it means.
Oh, Strike Force?
They seem to be
Confused.
pretty comfortable with this. They seem to be uncomfortably comfortable with this entire conversation.
I'm just like, we're gonna go get in the box early now.
No, I'm saying you're uncomfortable with how comfortable they are with this conversation.
Oh, you guys go to anime conventions too, huh?
It's like this entire conversation is the kind of what they're used to, kind of the conversation they're used to having on a mission.
Just gotta get the nerves loose, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Weird out before the mission, you know?
Yeah.
One of them's like, "Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about." And you see him pour a flask into his coffee. Not the whole flask.
Hell
He
yeah.
just drinks
Hell
the flask instead of the coffee.
yeah. Throws the coffee.
Use the coffee
Over the
to
shoulder.
flask out with, you know.
Hell yeah, brother. I pull out my own flask.
It's like no drunk before mission. You get too huggy.
I can't get drunk. Joke's on you.
All
I'm
right.
mute.
So you are approaching the station. The station's name is Fiddler Green. Or Fiddler's Green. It is by no means the newest station, but not a complete relic either. It's kind of middle of the road. Kat, your family does not have a particularly large presence on this station.
Mask is still on.
So is Adrian's. Even if he's not leaving the ship. At least for right now, until we have to go.
At no point while in the soul system do we take these masks off.
Only on the ship.
More or less.
And probably the police department, because they probably required it.
Yeah, probably.
Meanwhile, Monto just has this big billowing cape that he's pulled off of somebody.
I would also like to say that during this travel time to the station, I've taken a short rest to recharge my slots.
Yeah, that's no problem.
but before we super get started, I wanted to like walk Adrian as he's like finishing his short rest.
Hello again.
Hi.
What's up?
It's when, it's just one of those things that I noticed as we do. I just sensed a bit of aggression as you back up onto the ship, which is very cool as fuck, by the way. And I'm sorry I sound like I'm 16 as I'm saying this.
Okay.
I just sensed a little bit of aggression as you went up there.
He just lowers his head, one brow raises. Imagine glasses are sitting there and like its eyes over glasses look. Where are you going with this?
I'm just making sure. Good for this.
Your mic's been cutting out a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
I just want to make sure that we're all mentally prepared for what we may or may not see, and just want to make sure we don't have somebody just drop a singularity while we're all there, something like that.
Armando, I've seen some of the worst shit that humanity has to offer.
I have been some of the worst shit that humanity has to offer.
I am prepared enough to do what has to be done in order to see this mission. Suffice it to say, people who deal in human trafficking and genetic experimentation like this, to this level, where they ruin people's lives for their own gain, they're people that I would very gladly flay apart to their base particles.
Hey, me too. But
Buddies.
I have to keep that in here while we're mission.
Yeah, that's why I have a tendency to take apart my frustrations out in space or into somebody's electronic systems.
Fair enough. Just making sure we have that coping mechanism after this.
Yeah, my coping mechanism will probably be a plasma blade in somebody's gut. Not gonna lie.
Ow.
All right.
I have no
I have no love lost for these people. But
yeah.
I also don't want to lose higher percentage chance of getting more even more important figures in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, while you're here,
Sure.
the others know this, but since you're still a little bit new, you don't. While we're in the Sol system, do not call me Adrian.
Okay.
Call me Arden.
Arden.
Arden
Okay.
Sterling.
Arden
That is
Sterling.
my name in the Sol system.
Does Cat have a name?
Cat. She never told you her real name for that reason.
Fair enough. Okay, so Arden, Cat. Gotcha. Easy enough. I'm
Yeah.
also from the Sol system.
Put it to you this way. There's a reason why we haven't taken our masks off since we got here unless we had to.
Yeah. I'm not gonna pry. Maybe one day have that trust to just tell me.
Yeah. Depending on what happens, if certain people find us, you'll see what I mean. Just how bad it can get here.
Well, I realize that y'all are in another room by this point. I'm just picturing the SDF guy sitting there going,
Like
Cat's
with
just in the
popcorn.
background, just like,
Nah, Adrian would be in his room
Yeah, I
or the
realize.
workshop during
Yeah.
this talk. And if Armando came in to talk to him, he would have sealed and shut the door. Shut and sealed the door.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
The strike force pretty much stays in the galley for the trip.
All right. Well, as long as we understand one another, and thank you for entrusting me with that. So, all right, Arden, go ahead and suit up, and we'll be done with this before you know it.
I've been suited up since we got here.
Fair enough. You don't really have to do suiting. That's me that has to do a lot of suiting. Fixing.
Cat's just like, I'm gonna shoot everything.
Jim comes over the comms. We've got permission from the station to dock. We are docking in the bay we were instructed to.
All right. All right, everyone's party time.
And this station is set up where it has large kind of communal bays. So think of it as a ship's parking lot as opposed to like individual hangar bays.
I hope you can parallel park, Jim.
We're in the green section, level 2.
I will be right back.
All right. Green sections for the loading and unloading of cargo only.
No
Yeah,
more
about-
than 15 minutes. I like how no one gives Cat the speech of like, don't kill everyone. They're like, no, please kill everyone.
You're the captain. You're the one that gives the order. You don't take the orders.
Yeah, exactly. Even if I did try to tell you that, do anything.
Like, hand on shoulder. No.
Much like your cats.
Yeah. I don't know where the other one's gone. Something should fall in about 5 minutes and let me know.
Or you'll suddenly have something pounce on your head.
This is also possible. I have giant bear feet. Like, they look like bear's feet as slippers, and those have become a arch nemesis.
To them, it was like you're wearing cats.
Aramonto would probably
Really?
Aramonto would probably eventually walk over to Kat and double check how she's doing.
We're going to go kill human traffickers. I have never been back.
Okay.
In the distance, you hear one of the SDF guys, arrest!
If they start shooting, I'm shooting back.
I'm back. Are we dead?
All of
Not
us
yet.
have died. Jim rolled a failure on parking. We took out the entire station.
Well, somebody
Yeah,
shot
good
the
idea.
thing in the parking place, and then Jim had road rage real bad. Yeah, it was
Oh, okay.
Because we
So
were
the mission
trying to
technically
plan-
is a success, is what I'm hearing.
Technically, yes. We just
Okay.
are never getting paid for it. We're in debt for this mission.
Yeah,
Ah,
we
I
were
see.
trying to land, and then Jim rolled a 1, and he ended up like firing himself out of the front like the Doctor Strangelove writing it down.
This is how we transition into our delivery business.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right. So you get landed without any issue. You're contacted by one of Trade Player's people. You know, Van Dale gets called into the cockpit to speak with him. And you're told there's been a change of plan.
By who?
One of Player's people. One of the people you're making the delivery to.
Okay. Go on.
They won't be able to take possession of the freight on the station, but they have a facility on. They have a facility planet side, but you can bring them there.
What's going on? Didn't you want this to look discreet and public?
Are you actually saying that to the people on the comms?
Don't.
Say that out loud.
Okay. In fact, you're probably not even in the cockpit. It'd probably just be.
It would just be Jim relaying this to us.
Well, Jim and Van Dale got called up there to talk.
With Adrian. Technically Adrian. Yanni.
with mini
Over his
with
head.
Adrian's mini me floating there.
The invisible mini-me, yes.
The omnipresent.
The omnipresent.
Uh,
The omnipresent.
I would just...
They basically
I'd
just
say
say,
just
you know, unfortunate circumstances came up. They won't be able to take the freight there. You know, it's nothing to be concerned about. You just need to make the delivery to the Planet Side facility.
Yeah, nothing to be concerned about.
It's like 40 armed guards.
Nothing to be concerned about. We can't meet you at the harbor. You need to bring it to Chernobyl. Nothing to worry about.
It's gonna be like, you just need to deliver it to the center of this volcano for us, please. It's totally not active. Just waiting there until we get there. That'd be great.
Just land it right on top of the lava. You won't sink because it's still stone. It's still got the density of stone.
That's just not right. That's just not true.
No,
I have
actually,
science.
actually, lava is still stone. Lighter things float. I mean, you'd burn up, of course.
Sure.
Deliver it to the center of the sun for us.
Lava and magma is considered liquid rock.
Yeah, but you would still stay on the top because of the density.
Yeah, the viscosity of it is greater.
Planet side of one of Saturn's moons.
It's the worst that could happen.
Don't tempt that shit.
No. The police station was around one of Saturn's moons.
Oh no, we're back on Sol.
This thing
Yeah.
is orbiting Earth. You'd be landing on Earth.
Great. We get to go down to that little pathetic dirt ball.
Yeah.
So hurtful. So hurtful.
God,
Promethean. What'd you expect?
But they give you the location, which is right around what modern day would be the Chinese-Russian border.
We should be fine.
Well, you pretty much have a I think a more or less united government on Earth. It's an area that was damaged badly during the X-Mark War, but it's not nuked out to the point of being inhospitable. You may have a few odd mutations running around every now and then, but it's not supposed to be one of the super bad spots. It's just kind of the boonies.
Guys, we're gonna be fighting rad roaches.
You say that.
Death
See,
claws.
now-
Death claws.
No. Not unless I can capture one and tame it. Then yes.
Christ.
Oh please! The second or third one of those I ran into in Fallout 4, I pretty well batted him into orbit. I mean, he went flying up, and I was like, "Where in the crap did he?" And then the body goes thump. I don't know what kind of glitch I triggered, but
Yeah.
The best one.
but that barbarian axe is a bad mother.
It's a glitch in their engine. The Barbarian Axe technically has the same hit as the giant clubs from Skyrim. So if you hit it at just the right time, that fly away to the moon glitch happens that happens with the giants, with the Barbarian Axe.
By the way, it's amazing to do in VR.
It's hilarious, yeah.
Oh, that would probably be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy has has VR Skyrim. I immediately ran up to a giant. Woo!
Just get vertigo from it alone.
I mean, if it works.
Oh, now I've got the urge to get a VR rig, but I do not have the money.
That's fair.
Do any of us.
Be like, know that feel.
On the other hand, my brother's got some kind of setup. Maybe I could borrow his.
There you go.
But Russia-China border,
Yes,
dropping
Russia-China
off
border.
boxes of espers.
Boxes.
It's espers in a box. Do
Surprise! Can we have some, like, can we plant confetti in there?
I'm gonna
Please.
duck out real quick.
Okay.
Be more
Singularity.
festive.
Well, you don't want anything that looks unusual because they may walk up and open the box and look in.
Okay, Cat's gonna get like those party poppers.
Oh Lord.
No.
What have we done?
Didn't have enough time to get party poppers.
No, probably.
Be awesome though.
It would.
So you refuel at the station. Jim takes off. He's like, huh, you know, I've actually never been on Earth.
You're not missing anything.
Not
Are you
great.
kidding? There's all kinds of archaeological and paleolithic.
You're not missing anything on that nuked out, pathetic little dirt ball.
Hold
Wow.
on. I'm not a big fan of Earth either. They fucking got greedy with everything and started nuking each other, but I don't have to call it names to all the.
The last half of that completely went just silent.
God damn it. I hate this. I was saying, I don't like Earth as much as anybody else here, but you don't have to go calling the however many people still live here shitholes.
No, we're not calling the people shitholes. We're calling the actual whole, the planet a shithole.
Jim's like, yeah, they're blaming the planet because people got greedy. Because people don't get greedy anywhere else in space.
Sure, yeah. Greed is,
I think they're Prometheans.
What was your first clue?
they're Prometheans?
We've been traveling how long and you haven't caught on to that?
They
I've
have the
only
anime
seen
hair.
I've only seen you without your mask twice.
Well, no, on the ship, she doesn't wear the mask. Whenever they're on mission or like planet side, the mask is on.
Yeah, Adrian is the same, and he has the same kind of hair with like the bright silver, like metallic roots to it that Prometheans have.
It's just when they're walking around that they're basically a matching pair of the Mandalorian.
Pretty much, yeah.
Dang, now we gotta convert the masks.
I mean, bold of you to assume Adrian hasn't.
Jeez. Alright.
I mean, at this point, his armor is basically Mandalorian bounty hunter armor with a cloak. Trench coat. It's basically what he's wearing.
Alright. So you land, the area you're directed landing in, you see it's part of a larger facility. It looks like the majority of this facility were likely buildings that were already here during the X Mark IV. Just the architecture looks older. It looks like something that's been sitting here for a while. All the landscaping is a little overgrown. Not like abandoned field, but clearly they don't spend money on landscaping. They just come along and hack the grass down every now and then. You fly over areas where the plant life is still dead. The ship sensors pick up a spike in radioactivity or this, that, the other.
Don't
that's
worry,
that
I
all
can
clears
protect
out by
us
the
from
time.
that.
By the time you get to this facility, that's all cleared out. Everything the ship can detect says this area is safe. There's a few small, newer structures. It looks like warehouse space or whatever. The facility borders a river.
Before we're attacked by some sort of phantasmal beast.
You're not
Myra
attacked by some kind of
Quaid.
phantasmal beast. Phantasmal beasts are not going to be involved in this at all.
Uh-huh. So we're not suddenly going to run into someone with the dragon core?
Okay, hang on just a second, as I seem to have double
Yeah, you do.
maps on
Double
here.
maps
What does it mean?
all the way across the screen. So beautiful.
Mhm.
It means no matter how long I use this program, I'm never very good at it.
It's fair.
Know that feel.
I don't use maps in my games. You're looking at a white screen for 4 hours.
Well, I like maps for the visual and for the tactical aspect. That's
I do
weird
too.
because
bad at it.
the screen that I record that sees what the player sees has got the double maps. My GM one does not. So I
Maybe it
don't
wasn't-
know what's going on.
We'll just use the bigger one.
We'll use the complete one.
It's almost like there's a player level that I put it on by accident that I can't see myself. It's very disconcerting. But,
Potentially.
but anyway, if you look down here, you'll see a slight red outline of a boxed area.
Down here.
Yes, right down there where all yellow started painting. Because I say that, I better switch over. But yeah, right down there. Basically, imagine the Roustabout is landing just off map there.
Okay.
With the rear cargo bay doors essentially opening up into this little red square. They're not that wide, though. The cargo doors in your ship are uniformly about 15 feet wide.
Okay. Do you have the money? Do you have the stuff?
He's wearing a wire.
He is a wire.
I would like to say that Adrian, before we leave, he has activated both of the tactical drones that he has left, and the dog.
Walks
He's
out
using-
with an entourage.
He is using Obfuscate on himself, and because all of his powers are 4th level, the dog and both drones are now invisible as well. And he has Yanni following him.
Invisible entourage.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing the Beastmaster from
Yes, Kevin Sorbo.
No.
That wasn't Kevin Sorbo.
That was it.
One, the Beastmaster movie was from the 80s.
Yes.
Okay.
And two,
What am I thinking
I
about?
was going Beastmaster from Borderlands.
Okay.
He's got the skag. He's got
Yeah.
the flying thing.
Gotcha.
He's got the monkey with a gun.
Yes.
And the monkey with a gun is awesome. He was by far, when me and a buddy were playing through it, he was by far the most effective member of our team. I don't think I ever saw him run from anything except the big boss at the end.
And
in some ways, we're all.
I do not have a token for the dog.
There should have been one on the ship. On the sheet.
I'll just use the coffee D20.
That's fine.
Cursed image.
Yeah. It'll work in a pinch until I can get an actual image in there. Okay. There we go.
God, that is
Okay.
cursed.
I had thrown the dog tokens down and clicked that as the default token, but had not actually put it in as an avatar. Okay.
I'm rolling the demon dice. We all roll down here.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
All right, so y'all start unloading, or y'all walk down the gangplank.
Armats would probably have the cargo.
Well, and the cargo would probably need
A dolly of some kind.
yeah.
Well, he would be
They're
operating
supposed to
the dolly.
supply that.
That makes more sense.
Let me see.
Just kick it off the ship like, here!
Just
Like-
don't even land.
like-
Just fly by and shove them off.
You're
Yeah,
very
exactly.
valuable antiques.
You're a valuable antique.
Oh, let's see. We'll use this for Vandale. Go through all the time setting that up. I don't know if we're actually going to have time for any combat, should there be any.
Oh yeah, we
No
will.
combat at all.
Maybe.
So as you know, as y'all walk down, several men approach. 3 of them are, armed with little short rifles. Fairly typical security-looking stuff. Nothing that stands out. Nothing that you would be alarmed about, except for everything else that's gone on today.
Yeah, exactly.
If it had actually been antiques and you showed up and, yeah, it's armed guards, whatever. A slightly older man approaches. Older than y'all, not as old as, say, Achille. Just trying to get a little bit of gray in his hair.
Yeah.
Vandale, I see you've made it. He walks up, shakes Vandale's hand. So sorry about the inconvenience of having to come down to Earth. Frankly, I don't like to be here any longer than I have to, but circumstances changed. One of our business partners on the station became, hostile. If you follow me over to the office, we'll get your payments transferred over, and my men here can unload your antiques. And him and Vandale start to walk off. Vandale tells y'all, "Oh, just wait here."
Imagine all of them standing there, armed to the teeth, like, yeah, it's fine.
They say that. Yanni's following.
Is it just Yanni, or are all the invisible folks following?
Yes, Yanni. Because Yanni is the only one that is 100% silent as he moves.
The dog still has big metal feet. Clink, 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 clink.
And then the drone still zzz a little bit.
He stops. He looks around. It's like that James Bond movie where you had the invisible car creeping up behind the guy.
Yeah.
Engines don't make noise.
Yeah. That's why Adrian and the rest of his posse is back by the ship, because the sound of the ship sort of drowning out everything else.
Well, and the drones can always zip up, high enough that it might not be as noticeable.
Yeah.
Because those are medium-sized drones. That's going to make some noise.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, roll me a stealth for the drones.
For the drones, okie dokie. The thing that they are actually not terrible at. Watch them be terrible, but... Okay, so stealth. Would this be at advantage because invisible?
It's really about the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it with advantage.
Okay, so... First drone, second drone.
And I believe you beat every one of them.
Gotcha.
Alright, so none of the guards react to the drone.
Okay, the two drones are going to go high enough to where their noise is not really noticeable. He's going to keep Gauss with him.
Okay.
And Yanni is following Buller.
Okay. Vandale, he has a name. People don't walk around referring to you as the Promethean. So they travel over here to see where was the office at. Oh, I guess that's just right here. So the two of them walk in there. Vandale's asking, what sort of issues were there on the station? Making small talk essentially. Because I'd really like to, go ahead and get paid and get out of here. And the man with him, been identified as Treg player. Vandale, you seem nervous. Is everything all right? Vandale hesitates a moment. Yeah, everything's fine. It's just, the crew I hired, just dreadful people. I'd like to be done with them as soon as possible. utter bores. Or boorish, I should say. Treg nods his head, types a few things. Well, here's your payment. Opens a drawer, comes out with a very large handgun. And from outside, you hear the shots fire. As they do that, all of his guards come up with their weaponry.
Towards us?
Yes. And you see... let's see. Out of this storage container here, it opens up and you've got somebody with some sort of shoulder-mounted weapon. And it fires off some sort of, rocket, some kind of little rocket, obviously. Headed for the Roustabout's open bay.
A question.
Mm-hmm.
Could I have the drones fire at him before he gets a chance to fire, since they're sort of hovering around over that area?
Well, this all happens as you hear the gunfire, but the gunfire would put you on alert.
Mm-hmm. Especially considering Yanni's in that room while the gunfire is happening.
Fair enough. There won't be a surprise around.
Paranoid.
And one of the things I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
if I can pull this off, I'd have to use one of my spell slots, because I would need to... Basically, I would create an assault drone. Literally, I'm trying to basically summon the assault drone. Essentially, I'm staging the assault drone so the assault drone takes the hit. And let me go to the actual page of that spell.
How long does it take to summon drones, though? I would assume that the
yes.
rocket's probably going to fire quicker.
Duration. It's a bonus action.
Interesting.
Does it say anything about it forming at the end of the round, or is it just
You launch
instantaneous?
a small plasma cutter drone you control within range. The range is 50 feet where I can summon it. Essentially, I'm trying to create a drone to basically, if anything, plug it up or be in there. And
I would probably make you give me a dex check or something, or maybe an attack roll to make sure you position it correctly, because it's going to be happening real quick like that.
we're playing initiative. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Oh yeah. And it will depend on where you're at in the initiative order. But if you end up going before him, I'll let you make the attempt. It'll involve a dice roll, but I'll let you make the attempt.
The rocket just blows up in front on us instead.
A new drone appears.
Actually,
I'm here, world.
Jason, question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you prefer if I had everything's initiative go on one initiative roll, or have each one do their own separate thing? Because I just realized I'm literally putting 5 initiatives on there for just me, if I do it the other way.
Let's just do yours all as one.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that's supposed to go exactly in the rules, but typically that's how I do it. And when I do, actual at a table games.
Yeah.
I know Yanni's thing says they have their own initiative, but it specifically says that in the spell or the forge power.
And Yanni is more of his own character, though admittedly the dog is somewhat self-aware too.
Yeah, in combat, it rolls its own initiative and acts on its own turn. So, Yanni would have his own. You said the dog would as well? Or do you want just the dog to move on Adrian's?
Let's let everything. Yanni, we've been using him as separate initiatives. Let's go ahead and let the rest of them just go on yours, just for simplicity.
All right.
Cat, how could you? Or old cat, how could you?
Here I go, killing again.
Well, I thought I had the old Adrian still on here, but I must have deleted. Oh, there he is. He'll be our rocket launcher guy.
That's on brand.
And we'll drop the old man in here. It's a token from a superhero game, but it'll do. Ignore the domino mask.
No, I demand the domino mask now.
Okay, he's wearing glasses that at a distance look like a domino mask. Alright.
Very fashion forward villains.
1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 total D-bags.
And then the guys we're going against. Oh, wait.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
So,
When last we left our heroes?
our protagonists. They are protagonists, not necessarily heroes. Oh, you lucked out. The guy that rolled a 20 for his initiative was not the rocket launcher guy.
Let's say, if you could remove the drone dog. Actually, can I do that? I don't think I can.
Should be able to.
The what now?
The drone and the dog from the initiative list.
Let's see. I can do that. That just leaves the U and the Yanni.
Mm-hmm. I'll just have the drones and the dog move on my own turn.
Alright, so that's got everybody. Now we've only got 10 minutes or so left, so we're going to go through the first round to see how the rocket launcher attack works out. And then we'll probably call it after that.
No, I want to play as a whole combat.
Just play until we finish.
No, because there may be pizza places still open.
You can order.
Thought we had established that.
Order online.
Alright.
It's 2019. Damn it.
Top of the order is this guy here. And he's just going to fire at Hole because Hole's right in front of him. And I probably need to find what page I had his stats on. Alright, here we go. Where is that him? Ah, there he is. Alright, so... Does a 16 hit you whole?
No.
Let's see. These guys do not have multi-attack. So he does that, and he moves here. Basically taking some partial cover around the edge of a shed.
Yes, good. Next to the invisible.
He doesn't know that.
Yes.
He is utterly unaware of this. Next up is... Oh, that's the rocket launcher guy.
So close on the initiative, too, Hull.
However, he rolls single digits. So it's like he kicks the storage container kind of door open. And as he goes to fire, the door flies open, hits, comes back, and bumps him. So instead of firing into the cargo bay, the shot goes up high and just hits the back of the roustabout.
The paint!
Crashed our damn ship!
It does some damage to the ship. Nothing, crippling or anything.
You damage the ship now, it's on.
Oh, yeah, now you're going to die.
It's vintage.
Yeah.
Just repainted that!
Oh, you're up.
Okay. An opportunity has come up.
Boy.
What nastiness are you about to do?
Let me double check something. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and roll for the next guy then, because he's in that office, so it won't really affect y'all outside.
There it is.
Does he miss the guy in, close quarters combat?
No, there was definitely not a miss.
Okay.
Hilarious, though.
Oh.
Well, he's dead, isn't
Well, we don't have to worry about taking care of that guy, right?
Alright, so
Yep.
the crit was max damage.
he? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, excuse me. It was 2 9s on 2 d10s, my bad. Not quite max damage.
Pretty close.
Now it's time to die.
So that was 21 damage, and then his second attack. Okay, that one was minimum at least.
4, 5, 6.
And then he shot him once that initiated this.
So it's 30. I believe, yes. Yes. Oh, what did you do with it?
Oh, no, he's actually still alive. He's hurt bad, but he's still alive. Alright, what were you doing there, Hole?
2 things. I'm going to use a bonus action and bring Killbot and basically do a double move and get Killbot basically. Essentially, he's right in the missile launcher guy's face.
Okay. So if he tries to move out of the way, Killbot to get a lick.
Yeah.
Or he could fire his rocket in melee combat, which would be at disadvantage, and, it's an area effect weapon, so.
Yeah. And now for my next trick, would be, pardon me, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1, 5, 10. Move myself here,
Okay.
and I will flamethrower these 3.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that is a line attack, isn't it?
Yes.
If I remember right, you get that built into like a bracer or your gauntlet or something.
Yes. So, I believe it's a. What kind of save do they need to do?
It would be
Probably.
reflex, I believe, or dex rather.
Dex.
That's the wrong one.
Based on whatever your manifester level, channeling level, what do they call it? Your tech level.
Yes.
Alright, this is their dex. Alright. Got a 17, a 13, and a 7.
Okay, one person made it. So they
Okay.
will take half damage.
Alright, roll the damage then.
Two, and
Ooh, it's pretty good.
18 points of damage.
Well, that sucks. That kind of sucks for some folks.
I look back at Kat as like Hall is doing this. I was like, I'm gonna ask if you want left or right.
I mean, I can shoot anybody. You have to get up there and hit them.
Well, yeah, but they're dead now.
Go find something alive to kill. Captain's orders.
I can.
Now, he is still alive, but he ain't looking too good. Clearly, these were not frontline troops. These probably were just security guard types. I mean, security guards of evil, but yeah.
Do you want to go first, Kat, or do you want?
What's your dex?
I mean, my dex isn't that good. I'm
Okay, so I'm
asking you.
probably. I'll go first.
Sure.
Yeah.
Lady
She'll just kind of look over and shoot the remaining. Well, no, wait.
Now I'm getting the image of you and you two just going, okay,
After you. No, after you.
rock, paper, scissors. Dang it.
Actually, Kat will. She wouldn't know where Adrian is, right? He is obfuscated.
Mm-hmm.
He's invisible.
Yep. He is.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, she'll just. She's gonna try and get a bead on this guy over here. That guy. And take a shot at him.
Okay.
This raises the other question. Since he's technically flanked by an ally. Well, no. Nah.
No,
She doesn't see the ally.
Yeah, and the wall thing
Yeah.
would not
Alrighty.
allow for the for
You know
that.
what? Screw it. She's pulling out her pretty sniper rifle.
Ooh.
I like this gun.
All right, so that would be we'd be going with the 19, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right, well that still hits. So roll your damage.
12 damage.
Plus 11?
Where's the plus?
If I would
11?
have rolled the crit, it would have been the 11.
Oh, I got you. So it's just the 12 plus your dex, so 12.
No, I think I've already got it set up for my deck. Plus my dex. 1 second. Yeah, attack, dex plus 1.
Okay, I see.
Damage 2d8 plus dex.
Here you go. Don't mind me. I'm entertaining a small child. Sweet.
Small children,
one
cats.
does.
We're pretty lax on that kind of thing. All right, next up is Armato.
Armato is going to make an extreme beeline for the where they are. Is that a door right there?
Yes.
Okay. Do 5, 10. I'll take that attack of opportunity. 15, 20, 25, 30. Kick the.
All right, he does lash out at you with his knife.
Give a shit.
Or no, actually, he had his gun out, so yeah. He
Would he
ignores
get an
you.
attack of opportunity with the gun?
He ignores you as you go by. No.
Sure. Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess he could try to hit you with the butt of the rifle or something, but
Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
he's half on fire, so he's pretty.
Yeah.
Distracted.
So I'll burst through the door dramatically.
The door is locked.
Fuck.
Give me a strength roll.
I will. Sure. Not using you. You fucked me. That's a 6. That's a 6. I go into it and fuck.
You weren't expecting it to be locked. You thought you were just going to turn the handle and pop it open,
Yeah.
dramatically. Yeah.
All right.
Adrian.
Damn it.
Okay. So I'm going to go drones first, since there's a target here. This drone's going to move back here. This one's going to move over here. They both are going to fire at Rocket Launcher Man with advantage because pack tactics.
Mm-hmm.
15 and a 23.
Both of those hit. He only seems to be wearing an armored jacket, so.
For 6 damage. Let's see. The dog can move 30 feet, so... Is he up on top of the crate or at ground level?
He's at ground level. He was in the thing and then
What
kicked
did
the
I
door
just
open.
roll? Ignore that roll. So... Yeah, the dog will move. I'm going to put him here, but he's underneath the drone.
Okay.
And he will also fire his shoulder-mounted gun with advantage because pack tactics.
Okay.
Once I set that... forgot to set this sheet. Yeah, whatever, I'll fiddle with it later. 18.
And 18 will hit.
It's going to take 8 piercing damage.
And he goes.
Okay. Using Yanni's vision, Adrian will bonus action Misty Step. Or what do they call it now?
Not Misty
Call
Step,
it
for
something.
sure.
Not
It's
Misty Step.
It's definitely not.
It's a thing. But he's
It is
going to
a
do
thing.
it.
You've used it before. I just don't remember what it was called.
Second thought, no I don't. Because that's one of the abilities I removed when I misunderstood how many spells I had.
Ah.
So
gotta
I
walk.
don't do that.
You
Yeah,
got to walk like a peon.
I do. Are there any windows to that building?
There are not.
There are not. Okay. Adrian will maintain his invisibility then, and use Yanni as a proxy to fly over here next to the dude, and he's going to use at advantage because invisible push.
Alright, that's a hit. What does push do?
It is an Esper power that so. Gonna take 9 force damage. Needs to make a strength save.
Okay, so it's basically force push. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And a
Literally
strength
force push.
save.
It even does
Push
force
10 feet away, so because he's only 5 feet away from a wall, he technically gets slammed into a wall. If he fails.
He got an 8.
So yeah. He is ripped off his feet and slammed into the opposing wall.
Oof.
As suddenly Yanni.
I just picture this little thing like pop up and he's like, "What the fuck?" and then, boof.
Basically. And then Yanni will use the remainder of his movement to duck under the desk. Because tiny little thing. He's not medium-sized whatsoever. That's all I can do.
That's all he could do, says the guy with.
Yep, because if I want, I can either, as Adrian, forego my action to have Yanni attack, or I can attack and Yanni can't do anything except move, or I use Yanni as a proxy to use a power.
That's fair.
So,
Alright, then it's the blonde guy who is still alive.
Give us a key, you asshole.
Let's see, what does he do? There is nowhere good for him to go. Because he clearly has no fight left in him.
He just saw 3 people get wiped out in like.
He literally
7.
throws his rifle just as far as he can. You know, kind of between Adrian and Kat here. It ends up landing on kind of the gangplank or the docking door of your ship. And he just kind of does this and drops to the ground, you know, crouches down low on the ground. I give up, man. Just don't kill me. Just don't kill me.
Did you know what you were doing? What your boss was moving around?
I don't. I just guard this place.
Insight check.
Also roll.
And since I'm there, I can also do that.
Right.
So,
Damn it!
I rolled a 7.
Wah, wah. Yeah, he seems pretty freaked out. He probably didn't know what was going on. Poor guy.
Also, what do I do with the dice roller? Mine.
But is it your turn? Because we are still in
Oh,
combat.
no, because I'm bringing up the fact that it's insight roll.
Yeah, he can make an insight roll right quick to see if he thinks this guy's
Yeah.
lying. Yeah, you hear some nervousness. Well, no, I just guard this place. You don't get the impression that he's necessarily a big wig around here, or that he, you know, is deeply involved. He obviously knew what was passing through here, though.
I kind of tell Cat he knew exactly what was happening here.
He's a lying D-bag. Because we haven't run into one of those lately.
It's been a minute.
All right, but after his go, you know, he is clearly surrendering. Then it's Yanni's go, but does Yanni get to do anything since he proxied?
Nope.
Okay.
He
So that
got
brings
proxied, so...
Oh. Can I roll? Well, that guy going on to 0 kind of works for me, though. So to end the round, we have Vandale, who is screaming bloody murder. Aramato, you banged into the door and bounced off of it and kind of banged on it. And now you hear somebody banging on it and rattling the door from the other side. Let me out! Let me out!
There's literally an open door on the other side. I don't know that.
And he'd have to run past him.
He's on the floor.
And despite the map not showing a door, there'd be a door there because it's an office.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's everybody. Oh, I guess I can take him off since he's dead too. And we will pick up here next week as things will get, you know, as things will escalate. I'm not going to lie to you. Things are going to escalate quickly next week. All right, so announcements. I guess just the typical. We've got the Wednesday night showcase tomorrow, which may wrap up.
It's supposed to be the series finale for the show.
Yeah, for the for the Big Eye Smallmouth.
Right.
It'll wrap up the show for the year. We'll be coming back in January with a slightly different format. So you know, tomorrow will be, well, not giant robots, but you know, moderately sized robots.
Mechs.
Then Thursday night should be Curse of Strahd.
Hell yeah.
Monday night will of course be the B Dire Bear's flagship show, The Escorts, which is Captain Sack running D&D 5e. And then we'll be back on Tuesday to see how this escalates.
And it will.
Again, I've been your GM, Jason, and with me has been Sarah playing Kat, Decca playing Armato, Eric
No, the
playing
cat's for
Adrian,
being Sarah.
and Patrick playing Hull.
Cat playing a cat.
Slap! I don't do
How dare
cameos!
you?
It's about accurate for this gremlin.
So we'll see y'all next week. Have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.